Hello everybody. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Wednesday! Welcome back to a fresh week of Hazel streams. I want to stream hardcore this morning because I can feel the call of my level 40 mount, but I want to start on retail real quick just to knock out a couple Headless Horseman chances, and I think I have a vault on my priest. So let's go poke around at that, but we'll be on hardcore before you know it. Wolf Cloud Chaser, thank you very much for the 9-month resub. Good morning, everyone. Happy Spooky Month. Happy Spooky Month. I hope it's all treating you well. Love the beanie. Why, thank you. I'm bundled up. I have like my fuzziest flannel shirt and then a hoodie on top of it, plus like the sweats and the hat. And it's chilly outside. It was 5 degrees Celsius this morning when I went out with Mr. Moose. And it's not 5 degrees Celsius inside, but like my bones remember. Berg with a 53-month resub. Thank you very much. And yeah, weather certainly shifted, at least here. I know there's lots of places where it's still unseasonably lots of things. But for here, I walked outside and it smelled like winter. It smelled like snow, honestly. But I think that's just because I haven't smelled cold air in a while. Never caught one of your streams from the beginning. Glad I could. Good luck on hardcore. Thank you. What should we, yeah, let's generate some shadow loot just in the off chance it gives me a beacon, because those are just fun to have. Those are just kind of nice. Gave me a myth ring, which I suppose I can take. Haste Mastery Leech Socket. Yeah, it's a good ring. I have this crafted ring on, and I've been way too lazy to, like, craft newer gear, especially because, like, if I just, like, wait, like, 3 weeks, I can craft whatever that's going to be, so. I guess what I can do is I can take off my embellishes. Because, like, does it matter? Well, it's a lot of mastery. I don't know, man. Anyways, you know what I know? Horseman. Let's go do it. Headless Horseman. We'll do 2 runs with all curses and get whatever we get or don't get. And then we can move on to hardcore. I did keep up with and remember to do my Headless Horseman chances on my days off, and I did not get anything. Not a thing. Except, I mean, you know, like that bonus Sinister Squashlings for the compost pile and masks and whatever, but all you can do is try. Snow in eastern Washington State. I hear that there's gonna be some snow at higher elevations, but I don't think I'm gonna see any here. But it's still October. It's early here. Is that early in the year for Washington or for eastern Washington? I know in northern Oregon, which is not the same thing. I know in Portland, snow in October would have been weird. That would have been early, if we had seen any. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna clean up my bags after Hallows End is over. I think they're just gonna keep getting messy. It's a shoveling snow while it's still snowing situation. Been in Vancouver for 15 years. We've gotten snow every year the past 5 years, want to say. Hi, kitty cat. How you doing this morning? What's up, buttercup? Cat. Okay, we're going to remember to get our curses, and then I'm going to pay enough attention to not horribly die. Who's that? Has she always been there? Have they done something? I haven't checked headlines today. What's up with you? Oh, that's his wife. Backstory? Had no idea. Using the heater currently in Seattle. Ontario's 21 Celsius today. Yay! Not a bad way to be. Here, let's PI the
breath incoming.
The dragon. I'm trying to not worry so much about whether or not I get Arthas, and I'm trying to just kind of try my luck, and then if it happens, that's great. If it doesn't happen, then it wasn't my fault. I guess you could say it was my fault for not running more alts, but it's one of those things that you can't take onto yourself too much. You just got to kind of do what you can. Okay. A couple of these.
Breath incoming.
I really want to play hardcore today, though. I'm in Duskwood. I'm gonna poke around. I might do a couple quests out there. Not Duskwood, pardon me. The other one. Dust Wallow Marsh. Different zone, same vibe. I want to poke around, maybe do a couple of quests. I certainly haven't done very many quests there, so there are going to be some available for me to do, but I'll just kind of have a look at them And if I find a nice grind spot, I have raptors in mind. I don't know where they are, but I know there's raptors and like raptor caves that I could farm. That might be nice because we're 39 on hardcore on my warlock. I am like a quarter of the way into the level, plus I have a couple days worth of rested, so I think it should be. I guess I don't know if it's achievable today. There's one way to find out.
Breath incoming.
There we go. Not too bad. Perhaps I've been opening the boxes too unceremoniously, and that's why they haven't dropped anything for me. We'll leave the instance and we'll open the box in Veldrak, and maybe that'll do it. Thoughts on the lore, Shadow Priests? Evil, worshippers of old gods, balance of light and dark. I would be lying if I said I really had thought about it very much. I like the vibe of Shadow Priests, although back in the day when they were a little bit more about vampirism and disease, I thought that was pretty cool. The old god angle is fine, and I don't dislike it, but it's definitely migrated away from the vibe that they had when I first started playing one. But I am pretty uneducated in lore. Alright. Hello? Oh wow, a sinister squashling. Would you look at that? Let's do one more of those just for good measure. Yeah, no Arphis yet. If it can fit, it will sit. Feral Bane. If there was a shelf, do you think Kira would just lay there, sleep the whole stream? Maybe. Maybe. I think my lap is the shelf. I think that she'll sit on the chair for a while when she wants to sit, and then when she's done sitting and wants to lay down, she just gets my lap. It's fine by me. Headless Horseman, there you go. Do one more just cause I saw someone brutally murdered by Stitches this morning. Friend got Arphis in the mount, now we're no longer friends. Oh dear. I have a friend that got the saddle, but that's not the thing. Oh, hang on a second. Fancy meeting you here. I have a friend that has the saddle, but it's okay. I think we're gonna make it. Saddle still eludes me. Love watching YouTube videos, so thanks. Story behind your name. I don't think there's really a story. What brings me to this city? Jeez. Gorgon Zormu's tourism efforts. Oh wow, I was expecting to dramatically vanish with this Q pop, and then the other people weren't ready. Alrighty. What was I gonna tell you I did? Oh, I did a little bit of Vicious Mount farming. Not a ton of it, but I am above wherever it was I left it last time. We're up to 58%. We've ground some amount of that. I think I'm gonna make it. I think I'm gonna make it. I don't know what I need. I need patience. I need maturity. I need to be a better person. I get bored. And it feels so silly to be a fully grown adult who's playing a video game for a thing that I ostensibly want. You know, but I think the main reason that I'm grinding it is just, I mean, the snail's fine. But honestly, the main reason I want the Vicious War Snail is just because I haven't missed a Vicious Mount so far in recent seasons. It's been years and expansions since I've not gotten a Vicious Mount, and I just don't really want to break my streak. The mount itself is pretty and it's like a decently long grind to get it when you're only doing it for that. So I'll be in games and they're fine. It's just the struggle with that not being what I was there for. I think if I was there to actually queue, it would probably be more fun if I was like invested in getting better, but I'm not really all that worried in playing any better than I am right now, which takes some of the pressure off. You know, it makes it less grim feeling, especially when I make mistakes, but it's, I would be lying if I said I wasn't pretty bored. That one's going to be a tough one to stick out. But we're over halfway there. You just got to get some good Carly Rae Jepsen going and grind it out. You see the snail is... It's fine. It's fine. It's not like getting me out of bed in the morning. I don't have a postcard of it on the inside of like my locker or like the ceiling of my bedroom above my bed. There's nothing wrong with it. I think I'm just a little fatigued on mounts. Alright, any luck? Nope, didn't think so. Alright, let's go to hardcore. Thanks, guys. 39 already, the age recommendation for the stream. No, that's my hardcore level. I'm just switching back over to hardcore. I wanted to get a couple of retail Headless Horseman attempts in first, but we have tried, and we have not been found lucky. So let's go play some hardcore. How much percentage is one match? It depends on what mode you're playing. You'll get different amounts for 2s versus 3s versus solo shuffle. You need 83s wins to fill the bar up to 100 if you were going to do it only in 3v3. And then losses, of course, wouldn't count you for anything. Here's our hardcore. Let's make sure we have some sound, eh? Oh, those are the credits. Whoopsies. We're looking for... Oh, those are the credits again. I don't know how I expect to play this game with any degree of skill if I can't even click on the settings button. Let's turn on that. Yeah. So, she's at 39. That's the project for today. She's, I think, pretty much capped unrested. I need to play that at some point. And then I've just been kind of poking around low-level characters for fun. This is new. Flabby and I are doing a duo self-found run where these characters are islands. We have to click off buffs if we get them from other people. We're not using the auction house. It is exclusively what we can like craft and find and grind and get from vendors and whatever. So that's fun. We've got Muzel and Flabmoo. Extra hardcore, yeah. Yeah, we wanted something else to play with, so I'm a male Tauren hunter to make it different from my existing hunter. I haven't picked a pet yet because I'm only level 8. You get your pet at level 10, or you get the quest that lets you tame a pet. And I haven't decided what I want yet, and it's stressing me out more than it should. It's not like it's gonna make or break my life, but it feels like it. It feels like a very, very important, monumentous decision. Yeah. I will run a prediction. I feel capable of hitting buttons today. Well, yeah, we got this. Might take a couple tries. Is today the day that the No More Luck dies? It could be. She could die before she ever makes it to 40. It's possible. Boar has to be a bird. Always love a boar. Is Evoker any good in hardcore classic? On the off chance that you mean that earnestly, classic is the original version of the game that is down all of the later classes. But if you don't, then that is a cute joke. Yeah, not rested for the whole level, but I think it'll last for a good chunk of it. I think that should do pretty good. All right, we sold a few things. This character is not solo self-found, so she is using the auction. She's able to buy, sell. No troubles. I have 4 soul shards on me, which is a pretty good start. We can start with a hellstone. And we want to, like, not do anything crazy until I'm kind of warmed up. Ideally, we don't do anything crazy at all, but, you know. Sometimes you just want to feel something. Love the Rake as a starter. Rake and Mulgore, is it speed is 1.2? Oh, I see. I was confused. I was thinking gardening tools. Is there really a big benefit to having a pet with a higher attack speed for the sake of hardcore classic? If you're not PvPing, it's not going to do more damage. It's just going to do smaller hits more often. So, like, I guess if you're using an ability that tacks on to the next hit, it'll happen a little bit sooner. But I feel like it's not really that big of a difference. And it'll have advantages in some places and disadvantages in others. I always figured that that was really good for PvP specifically. Like, that's why people used to recommend it. It'll push back spell cast more, but might please you to know that I've given up. I'm voting. She's invincible today. Oh, man. Imagine if this was the day I died. Also, I'm lost, apparently. Oh, maybe he's downstairs. They call him Smiling Jim, which makes me think that maybe he's a prisoner. Do you want a min-max or not? I don't think I do. Oh, I heard owls and succubus are pretty good. People like the birds for Screech. I think that I was looking at the differences because I don't want to pick like a trash pet just to be stubborn, but I was looking at the differences and it really honestly seems like the various pets are all pretty close in power. It just depends on if you're preferring armor or health or stam, or if like the attack speed is an important feature to you. It's not, you're not going to really be doing, like you'll do more damage with a pet that's got more attack, like a cat, for example, but you're going to pay for that in survivability, which is also very important in hardcore. Oh no, it is upstairs. It's definitely up. I mean, I could do this whole stream. Did we go into the room? Did we go into here? Hey, we did it. Woo! First boss building. They call him Smiling Jim.
Be careful.
Where are they sending me for that? Unclear. I have all these warlock quests, and I didn't know until I went to the Barrens and I faced those warlock quests that I could not care less about them. Hopefully that doesn't get me in trouble when it's time to pick up my free complimentary level 40 mount. Okay, quest-wise, they're going to send me back to Stranglethorn Vale. We have Forked Mudrock Tongues. We can work on that. And that's pretty much all we've managed to pick up that we want to have here. So I think that I can just sort of set off. There's other stuff like going on in here. Let's set off into the zone and just have a little poke around. Drink some coffee, have a little look-see, catch up. It'll be good. If you die, I'm unsubbing. Love your hardcore series. Pink Planestrider, fashion. Is that Mazranash? Because I thought about that. And the drawback with the Planestriders is they eat like fungus and fruit. They have a ridiculous diet. But fashion, like those things have so much style. Mazranash would be such a flex, yeah. Mazranash also gets farmed like every time it spawns. People, like the starting zones are pretty busy. So starting zone rares occasionally. I mean, the ones in Tears Fall Glades were always up, but depending on the shard that you get, starting zone rares can be tough to get. This isn't safe, old Arathi. Have I made a terrible mistake? We're in Duskwood. I needed to change the scenery. I could have ground another level in Arathi. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to go back and do that, but I think we can figure something out. SSF with a fussy eating pet might be tough. On the other hand, though, being a hunter in SSF means that my bag space is going to be even more brutal than it already would have been. And the nice thing about buying food for a picky eating pet, just like picking up a stack of mushrooms or whatever, is that then you can safely get rid of all of the other stuff. Like if you have a bear or a cat, you're like, well, it could eat this fish and that wolf and that piece of spider meat and this crab meat. And I don't want to run out, so I guess I'm going to carry all of it around. And you're not tempted to do that if you are using a pet that eats mushrooms and you have a stack of mushrooms in your bags. That's one bag slot for food. Yes, you had to buy it, and gold's also a precious commodity on Self-Found. But it's, at least you don't have the bag space drama. Hazel, you look so cozy. Channeling your energy today now that it's finally cooling down where I'm at. Yeah. I wish I could show you guys the weather outside. It poured rain all day yesterday, like cats and dogs. It was dumping rain. And then this morning, the weather broke and the sun came out and it was really beautiful, but it was also really cold and windy. It is blustery out there. That's tearing leaves off the trees and sending them through the sky. It's like a storybook. It's also a good day to wear layers if you're going for a walk outside. Moose had some very wet walks yesterday where he became a very soggy doggy. He became a mucky mutt. He was a... Do I have a third one? I think I peaked with soggy doggy. You're so wet. Chris Lolly, thank you for the 6-month resub. Happy half a year. I'm not mad at the tortoises. I can skin them. I've got a quest for them. This seems fine. More marsh than moose. There you go. He was wet. He didn't seem to mind. He was happy as a clam. He was trotting along. He was having a great time. And then, but then I think he was cold when we got home, or he just knows the routine, because he like waited by the door where I have the towel, and I laid at the towel, and he just kind of walked onto it and then flopped down like, "Mom, I'm wet." And I scrubbed him down with the towel, and he's really soft this morning. It's almost like he had a bath. He has not learned the joy of rolling in puddles. No, he can power slide through mud if he's like playing off leash with other dogs in an area where there is mud. And that will coat the dog pretty quickly, but he has yet to just flop over in a puddle and then roll. Oh, genuine question. Check the duration on the prediction. It does seem long, doesn't it? I mean, there's no changing it now. Manage prediction. It has 7 minutes remaining. It should be 15 minutes to vote, so that seems reasonable, right? Like, it's been up for about 7 minutes. Is he 100 pounds yet? If wet, maybe. Who's to say? I'm at that stage 2.5 months in, which mind you is like not very much time at all. But I'm already like looking back at the photos and video I took of him when I first brought him home and being like, look what a little nugget he was. He's such a bigger nugget now. And I know he's not even finished growing. Like he will be a larger nugget still in no time before he's done. He's only 5 months old. But he was such a little baby, and he was a pretty big baby, but he was such a little baby, relatively speaking, at 3 months. He was just like this little floppy shark nugget. And now he's a big, lovey fluff nugget. Not so chompy. Are you excited for 10.2? Yeah, it seems fine. I don't know if that's a glowing endorsement, but there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it. WoW patches are kind of a matter of course now. They sort of happen, and then I play them and I go, that's nice. I wouldn't say that they've put anything into 10.2 that's like lit my fire, but I think my fire is getting harder to light. I think that's not their fault. I think I've just seen a few too many of these. But the raid's good. Raid will be fun. New zone will be neat. There will be some stuff to collect, I'm sure. What I really need to do in retail is just kind of clean up everything. I need to go through and clean out, especially after Hell's End, clean out the bags, clean out the quest logs, you know, sort out what professions or whatever, and just kind of like make a plan. Streamline it. Excited to see more than rocks and lava on the raid, sort of, kind of. Why would you be excited about your ATT percentage going down? That is one way to look at it. It's a bit of a bummer way to look at it, but that is one way to look at it. Is it me, or does a Hazel Minecraft stream seem really fun? You know, I never got into Minecraft. Did I anchor 2 turtles? I anchored 2 turtles. Let's do a little double pull here. You hit that one. I never really got into Minecraft. I tried a few times. I actually got quite motion sick, but I think I was doing it wrong. I'm sure there are settings or mods or something that would make it playable. Or I could just stick with it until my brain adjusts to it. But I just was into other games to the point that I didn't really feel a need to get into another one. Or at least not another one that you know is... Sometimes a game smells popular. Like, a game has the smell of... Lots of people play this for years and years of their lives, and they get super into it, and it's like one of those things. And I only have room in my life for so many of those things. WoW is one of them, certainly. Oh, I got a ring. A Thallium Hoop of the Owl. Somebody might want that. Rings are good selling. Hard to gaze to the old UI again? Yeah, not... I mean, you can use add-ons. I've used Bartender to basically recreate my modern UI. The big thing that will drive you nuts in hardcore until you get used to it is the fact that nameplates have a shorter range. And there's a slider in the settings that moves that makes that bigger, except that in hardcore, it's a lie. It doesn't do anything. It's there, it just doesn't do anything. In normal classic, I think it would fix that. But in this one, if you want to have a nameplate over the head of an enemy, you have to be within like 20 yards of it. Which is unreasonable. Absolutely unreasonable. It's only been a week, thinking about giving up on Horseman for the year. Twice a day running it, no Dragon Riding Mog, no Arthas, no Key. Doing 4 curses every time. Ooh, that really does suck. The Key surprises me. Is there an amount you get for doing hardcore? No. There's an amount that you can get in hardcore if you get to level 40. It's your classic map. I'm a warlock, so I get to be broke and get it anyways. But classes, paladins I think get a freebie too, but everybody else has to buy theirs. Been considering playing classic hardcore for funsies. Would you recommend? Yeah, it's loads of fun. It's so much fun. And because of the permadeath structure, it's kind of low commitment. It's not like you're committing to playing an MMO for years and years. You're already paying for the game if you're sub to retail. You can mess around with it for as long as you want. And if it's just the character's story will have a beginning and a middle and an end, whether that be level 60 or dead in a cave somewhere, and you're just kind of finding out what your story is. It's not a big commitment thing, despite the fact that you can get very invested in a character and put a lot of time into it. But I think it's so fun. I've put so much time into it. 200 runs in an Arthas, no luck yet. Holy. Mount for time waste thing? Yeah, I do need to do that this week. We should one of this week's streams, we should do retail, and I should crank out the time walking. I'll have to do a fresh batch of 5 because I would have lost my buff on my priest. I'm sure I've played her at least 3 hours. Seems really fun. Level 60, dead in a cave is the true endgame. Pull moms, one gets to you, the other kills you. Yeah. 60 is, the grind, the thing that no one tells you about hardcore, or at least nobody told me, was that I was told it was going to be like adrenaline race. I thought it was going to be like life or death, exciting, sweaty hands, shaky fingers. What I did not know, because I had never leveled past 30 in Classic at all, what I did not know is that at a certain point, it becomes very zen. The later levels take extraordinary amounts of experience. And especially if you're really prioritizing doing them safely, and by the time you get to the later levels, you kind of want to do that. It's a lot of this, which is kind of chill, You can kind of settle in, do something simple for a while, and then be like, wow, I got some progress. Nothing too crazy. It can become very relaxing, bizarrely enough. It can be very chill. Or if you are more of an impatient type, then it might not be as fun. You might get really bored towards the end. But I guess if you're impatient, you could always take more risks to try to go faster, and then that would bring the fun back into it. It's a self-serve adrenaline buffet. What's the drop rate like on Arthas? Nobody really knows, and we don't really know for a fact if it's affected by your first account-wide kill per day or curses, and if so, by how much. There's a lot of factors that we just have no idea about. It's possible that your first daily kill per account has a better chance. It's possible that it doesn't. It certainly can drop on subsequent kills, but like it's hard. It's hard to say. If you got him at all, I would count your stars and pet your dog and be pleased with that, because it's eluding quite a few people. Where have I gotten to? Oh yeah, I could go all the way up this hill. That's fine. Let's do that. You did have quite the adrenaline rush when your lock died. I did. All the scary pulls that we've done have been pretty exciting. I don't make a habit of doing them, but they're fun when they happen. I'm gonna pet my dog right now. No, PvP was a mistake, would make it more thrilling. Did you watch the video that the official YouTube channel put out? There was a funny line in it about how PvP is disabled by default, but you turn it on immediately unless you're some kind of a coward, and I died. I was kind of just like watching the video being like, oh, well, they did the thing with the thing. And then they said that, and I'm like, okay, you got me. That was funny. I'm not doing it, but it was funny. So there's Murlocs over there, which is, and they're level 38. I mean, I'm level 39. But I don't necessarily want to go pick a fight with them. Does your hoodie have a pinstripe pattern? It has a like a waffle knit pattern. It's there would be some kind of like a grid pattern situation going on it. So I don't think it's your screen, but it may be appearing strangely on camera. 4 if you really need to feel something. You get flagged for PvP if you run through an opposite faction camp. That's a good question. I like that. Yeah, it's nice and warm. I've layered it with like the full button up heavyweight flannel shirt. I'm channeling my inner fisher person today. I guess I'm an outer fisher person too, depending on whether or not I'm actively fishing. Appreciate your route across the beach very much. I may need to go inwards at some other time, but for now this is working for me. This is perfectly nice. I'm a little nervous about those murlocs. I'm gonna just head back. I'm gonna turn around and head back down. What I would love to find is raptors. There is a spider grind spot that apparently is fine to do, but I would prefer raptors. Not only to preserve your eyes, although that is important, but to I can skin raptors. I can skin them. We should go into back onto the road on the very southern end, and then go up to check out that those quests there. Darcy, I thank you for the 20-month resub. Yeah, as a general rule, I try to stay as far away from opposite faction anything as I possibly can, because I don't really know how the rules work. I just know that I feel fear. Coffee good. You could kill dragons in front of Onyxia's lair. Speaking of fishing, I did a little bit of fishing on my days off. Didn't go for very long, but we went out to check out the fall fishing at the lake for a little bit in the morning during Mr. Moose's nap. I do want to bring Moose fishing, but I don't want to push it too much, especially when he's a puppy. Mostly because I am worried about him eating something he shouldn't. We tend to find cast-off fishing gear around the fishing spots, and I do my very best to like scour and clean it up. And I think that he's still a little bit too try to eat everything-y. You'd still want to be very careful about that, even with an adult dog, but I think it's a little extra risky right now because he's such a choppy baby. Anyways, we went out. We did a little bit of lake fishing. It was cold. I forgot how chilly it is in the fall. I did most of my lake fishing in the summer last year. I forgot how cold it is by the water when it's windy in the fall, but at least it didn't rain. Return of the fishing. And it was nice to just get out at least one more time. I'd kind of missed fishing. It was nice to spend some time trying out some different things and seeing what was biting. Gerthel, thank you for the 4-month resub. What tea do you have today? That's coffee. It's gone now. I do still drink tea, but I don't often drink it in the morning on stream. I became a morning cup of coffee person, and then I would have tea later in the day. But morning stream is right in the middle of the coffee window. Does he behave in the car, Rote? He is, yeah, he's really good in the car. He'll just curl up on the seat and lay down and take a nap immediately. He's done that ever since he was a puppy. Getting him into the car is a bit of a struggle still. He does not like to jump up into the car. He needs a boost. He will come to you and be like, "Mom, can you pick me up?" And I'm like, "You're getting big for this, bud." Although as he gets bigger, I think it'll be easier for him to make that jump up onto the seat. But yeah, once he's in there, I clip his harness into his little seatbelt thing, and then he just kind of lays down on his towel and takes a snooze, which is very nice. And I appreciate it a lot. He doesn't seem to get car sick either, which is good. I got a teapot for my birthday. The cup is the bottom of the teapot. I love it. The cup is the bottom of the teapot. I'm trying to visualize this, and I'm failing spectacularly. We didn't get any snow yesterday that I saw in town, just like a ton of rain. Chilly, chilly rain. Tea for one in some places. Oh. I saw somebody setting out for free on the side of the road one of those teapots that has the little candle holder underneath to keep it warm, where you put like the tea light. And I didn't pick it up because I have enough teapots. I didn't need any more. But I would walk that route every now and then, and I would keep seeing this thing. And then eventually somebody took the teapot, but they didn't take the warmer for it. And I'm like, well, that second part's not very much good now, is it? Racy Sapphire, thank you for the 36-month resub. Happy 3 years of enjoying your streams and videos. Thank you for your brilliant work. Aw, that's very, very kind of you. What map do you have? Deathlog. Deathlog heat map overlaid over the regular map. And Leatrix Maps is giving some extra as well. I think Leatrix Maps is giving me like my cursor coordinates and stuff like that. All these good resubs today. Yeah. Cup and pot stacked together looks like a normal-ish sized kind of round teapot. I'm just imagining you take the teacup out of the bottom and then the teapot goes because there's a hole in the bottom and presumably there was more tea in the pot. Does the cup of tea serve the entire quantity of the teapot, or is there more left in reserve after you've taken the cup out? Is it where people are dying? Yeah, that's where people tend to die in the zone. It's a good indicator of where you should be careful of. Those Murloc Islands seem to be pretty spicy. It has 2 cups worth. The teapot is without a hole in the bottom. But then how does the teapot... I gotta let this go. I'm never gonna... this is never gonna compute. I gotta move on. We can try and describe it. This is a fun game as well. My outside the box thinking is offline today. Is the cup upside down? Is the teapot upside down? Have you cut your hair? I have cut my hair. I meant to cut it and then recolor it pink over my days off. And then I cut it and then I got like busy and tired. And then I played some Animal Crossing. And then I didn't recolor it. So I might do that today, but for now I just have my I have my mostly natural colored buzz cut. I buzzed back down to a 3. We're nice and short. Although I saw a picture that I had on my phone of me at like a 1, and I kind of missed that, but I'm gonna make this, it's a little bit purple tinge, but I'm gonna see if I can get this back to my pink. Not being weird. Oh no, not at all. I love a fresh mo. Nothing is upside down. A small teapot that you put on top of a cup. But why? It's in the computer. Oh, there's Muppets in my computer. They're riding the data bus around. I'm enjoying Animal Crossing again. Recently restarted my island. Enjoying the early game so much. Yeah, exactly the same thing. I restarted my island and I'm having a delightful time. I said when I restarted that I wasn't going to worry about the museum because the thing that I was most anxious about when I abandoned my old island forever was the fact that I had all this museum progress that I didn't want to start over again. But it turns out I did want to start it over again. I just didn't know that until I was staring down the barrel of a fresh museum. So what I've done now is I've taken my printer and I've put together a list. I used to basically refer to the web page, the you know, like the October fish and bugs pages on Wikipedia or whatever. But the memory load of those pages was killing my laptop, and I didn't like doing that. So what I did is I made documents where I pasted that part of those pages onto a document, and then I printed them so I could go through and I could cross things out as I got them, and I made myself a little physical paper checklist that I can keep in my coffee table so I can be like, haha, I have caught my walking stick. And then I can check it off the little list. And then when I finish the entire list, I can shred it so that I have some paper for the worms. Happy with that. I've been having a wonderful time. It's an English thing, Hazel. Oh, cute and fun and whimsical. Teapot functions as a lid to prevent the tea from cooling too quickly in the cup. How are the worms? Worms are fine. Moose has decided to leave them alone, which is a bit of a relief. He was kind of curious for a while about the worms, and I'm glad that we've moved on from that. They're doing all right. I'm pretty much just keeping them in, not stasis, but like we're just kind of hanging out until springtime when I'm gonna probably redistribute the castings onto my garden again. I could do it in the fall, but I don't want to. Too lazy, can't be bothered. Wriggling around, I presume? Something to that effect. I'm definitely capped on animals to look after, though. Between the cat, dog, fish, and worms, we're set. The worms don't take a whole lot of maintenance, but...
You need something?
We're all good. Alright. Christine crawler legs. You betcha. Should I use vendor... Oh no, somebody wants the turtle scales. Very interesting.
Hello?
Or at least they had a higher auction price. I don't know if anybody actually wants them. Raptor flesh. Turtle meat. We can get rid of the rock scale con. I don't want that. Yeah. Something like that. Castigal, thank you for the 12-month resub. Happy 1 year. Pig, go. Oh, the next most common pet to have. I think probably like a hamster or something, right? Like if, like, after you get out of like cat, dog, fish, I feel like the next most popular pets have to be like sort of like rabbits, hamsters, gerbils, or you could go birds. Although I don't think birds are as common as you'd think. I guess I don't know how common you'd think birds are. Apparently I don't think they're very common. Epic question out of there, as I recall. Yeah. If you have space for livestock, then yeah, you're probably looking at like chickens or goats or something like that. Spiders, snakes. True, yeah. Spiders, snakes, lizards, geckos, froggies, turtles, all that kind of thing. I'm okay without getting into reptiles and amphibians. I think that fish cover that category of pet for me. I like my fish. I like the tank setup I have right now. I have one tank. It's quite low maintenance. It does great. We're happy with that. I think I'm about at my pet care capacity at this time in my life. I don't think I need any more. Plus, they're also wonderful. You know, how much more joy could you fit into a day? Hi, baby girl. Hi. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Anne. I hope you're doing well. So I want to go check out those quests. They should be pretty green. We are 43% of our way through this level, which is pretty exciting. According to Titan Panel, assuming I don't run out of rested, I should be fine to finish this like on stream today as long as I keep it up. One way to find out how much more joy you could fit in a day, get a bunny. Oh, I'm glad that bunny people have bunnies. They seem to take good care of them. Name my leopard gecko Arthas. Turns out she's a girl, but she's a gecko. Doesn't care what her name is. Love to have a pet tarantula. So cute. Hi, baby girl. Mr. Moose. I know puppies are a lot, and it's because he's still young, but he's so... And he's like pretty settled in. He's an easy puppy, but he still needs a lot. Get a chicken. Better yet, a goat. I started looking at rural properties again. I don't know where I want to live, man. I guess I'll figure it out later. I guess I just need to take care of my life for now. Worry about that part when the time comes. I don't know. I could see myself out in the woods with a little more space, but also I don't know if I want to be all the way out in the woods. I kind of like being within range of emergency services and like municipal water. I don't know if I'm really that true of a bush person. I feel like there's a happy medium where you have like a nice private backyard and you've got like a nice quiet area where there's not like a ton of noise from people or traffic and you can just kind of enjoy nature on your own deck or backyard or whatever, but also, you know, you're not like collecting rain in rain barrels in order to take a shower.
How are you?
There's got to be a middle ground. The question is the middle ground costs like millions of dollars? And the follow-up question is, do I have millions of dollars? Loose dirt. Who's buried there? Who's to say? Do those things both just go back? The orc report goes back. Soothing spices. Which I guess we just buy in town. I really thought there was going to be more going on. I could just keep going into the zone. I'm not happy about all this travel time. How much experience do we get for this? Some. Bring the spies report. There might be there'll be follow-ups, so we'll try it. Recommend to go back to retail now. Wait till 10.2. It sounds like your gear's in pretty good shape. 10.2 is not very far away. 10.2 is not very far at all, but I would give it like at least another week. New prime mount's pretty nice. Yeah, it's the spooky bat. Blood something. I saw it and I was like, wait, didn't I buy that as a shot mount? And then I'm like, haven't I had it for like 10 years? I've had it, I had it already, but I also bought it like a long time ago. I remember being really excited about it because undead characters used bats as their flight master mounts, and there was not a bat available as a flying mount in the game for a long time. So when they finally put one onto the shop, I was mad that the only bat mount in the game was on the shop at the time. But I wanted it anyways, so I bought it. I believe was how that went down. And then later they added more bats, but... Very pretty. Seasonal. You can enjoy nature, but not so far. We're the only nearby clothing store. It's a Walmart. Yeah. Luality has the cutest pet bunny ever. Old shot map, bought it years ago to use with my undead rogue. I was surprised when I was poking around and I read that it has not been available in the shop for like 4 years. I don't know if I can blame the pandemic for crushing time or if that's just like, you know, time going by and getting older, but it does. That's a lot. That's a long time. Managed 100% Dustwell on my old account. Granted, was wasted every time I played it. Time flies, I guess. Yeah, kitty cat. I would say that it seems like they've been bringing shot mounts out much more often lately, but I can't really complain about it because it seems like most of the time they are connected to something or available with the 12-month or the 6-month sub packs. It's not very often that they release a standalone shot mount that is not part of one of those promotions. The Kodo pack, the Crush Hoof Pet plus the Kodo, was the only one I can think of in recent memory that was like, you have to buy this. You cannot just sub to the game. Relatively small. Palm size, just strolling across the sand without a care. Oh, a tarantula in the wild? Road trip to the desert southwest to visit national parks. Oh, that's cool. What is this? The orca port. Oh, there he is. There she is.
Hey there.
Can't read orcish very well, but maybe somebody else can. And then this is... Okay. What are you looking forward to most? It'll be fun to have a new raid tier. I always like getting to hang out with the guild again and to do raid nights. I'm excited to be switching back to Holy Priest, so I've got a new kit to practice with. I've got parses I can work on, or I'll have parses that I can work on. Go find out what the starting point is and then go figure out what I can do to spruce it up. It'll be fun to progress in the raid again in, you know, New Monthly Plus season. See about getting another Keystone Master together. It's just a good excuse to hang out with friends. We play games outside of the patch cycles, but it's always extra fun whenever there's like a big WoW thing going on we can all do together. Okay.
What can I do for you?
So that was like a decent thing. Is he gonna have another? We can buy the spices or get the spices over there. Do you have a follow-up quest? Sometimes when people like RP
Or the Alliance.
after I turn in a quest, I feel like I should hang out just in case they give me another one, but they don't always do it. Alrighty. 48%, almost halfway through. I can almost taste it. I wonder if I'm gonna get a renewed burst of motivation to level on my warlock once I get a mount and I can finally ride around. Or if I'm gonna be like, well, that was the last milestone that I can reasonably do within a pretty short frame of time. See ya. Hard to say. Hi, kitty cat. You wanna sit? Didn't do a single key this X-Pack. Stress to mat reward ratio. No way worth it. That's fair. Maybe you should RP and small talk with the NPCs after a request. Keyboard to use. I am back onto my Logitech, what do they call this thing? It's a Logitech mechanical keyboard. It's a G610. Orion Brown. I got the brown switches. I like those. This is my preferred style of mechanical switch. Works good though. I've never found a big difference between mechanical keyboards. As long as they're like working, they all feel very much the same to me. It just comes down to, you know, are they easy to clean? They're all about the same amount of annoying to clean. One's very much like another. Mice, for me, are different. I get very specific about mice, and by that I mean I've just kind of adopted the G600, and those are what I use now. Oh, I've left. I meant to go get those spices. But, yeah. Yeah, the noise level is very much a function of the switch. Some people like the really, really clicky ones. They like that tactile feedback. I want them to be a little clicky. I like it to be a mechanical keyboard. I want to kind of hear the rumble if I'm typing, but I don't want it to be. I'm not a blues person. I'm not a blue switches kind of person. Those would drive me nuts. Also, they would probably, despite the best cardioid pattern microphones, they would probably be picked up more on the mic. You guys can hear me typing if I'm really going, but it's not life ruining. I don't think it interferes with the stream too much. Want to try one of those flat Logitech ones? Might be comfy. Always fail on me in like a year. Am I going to do the Dire Maul quest to get the Warlock mount? I don't know what that is. If it's the level 61, then no. If it's the level 61, then no. Be a hipster. Bring back the mouse ball. I like the feel, but dislike the sound. If I could, I'd even get a silent gaming mouse. I'm lucky that I have my own office where I'm not soothing spices. 1, 2, 3. Sound is not a huge, like, sound to other people rather is not a huge factor. If I'm working on my own, I usually wear my headphones that are noise canceling anyways, so my sound doesn't even bother me that much. But I think it would be very different if you were sharing like home office space with somebody, or if you were in like an open office and you wanted to be considerate of others, or if it was just bothering you. So we can turn that one in on the way by. Had the same keyboard since MOP. Still works perfectly. Want a new one. This thing still works great. Sometimes when I feel like that, I will give my keyboard a spa day where I will take off all the keycaps and I'll give them all a nice bath and I will clean the board and just kind of like really make it all look as new again as I possibly can, and then put it all back together. Makes the fingy tips kind of raw doing that, but they're it looks so nice when you put it back together. I wish they could stay nice forever. It's all right. Honestly, my office is kind of dimly lit most of the time, so you can't see the cat hair mostly unless you're really looking for it. Same keyboard for 15 years. Yeah. Yeah, I go through mice pretty regularly, but keyboards will generally last me unless I spill something on them. That has always been my kryptonite when it comes to keyboards, is that sooner or later I'm going to spill something. I've done a lot better since I switched to a water bottle that has a lid, because if I knock this over, to be honest, the lid leaks a little bit, but it's not like I'm slapping a cup of water on my keyboard, which I have done on a variety of occasions. Sometimes they'll dry out and be fine, and sometimes they won't be. As a young adult who could barely afford it, it was heartbreaking. I lost a Razer Black Widow keyboard that I like saved up for pretty early in its life due to a cup of orange juice, and I've not gotten as attached to my peripherals ever since. Sometimes you get your heart broken once and you're just never the same. Yeah, I've had a sippy cup as well. This is a bit more capacity. I think I would have to refill a sippy cup highly often if it was just water. Nervous about my mouse breaking? New Logitechs don't have the 3x2 side buttons. Oh. My mom had one of those big trackball mice. I never really like not the trackball underneath that like tracks where the mouse is, but like the big one on the top that you can use as your cursor instead of something else. Clearly I never really got to grips with it. She also had a Dragon Naturally Speaking, which was relatively early consumer-facing speech recognition software, because she, at the time, worked in administration and needed to use computers a lot, but she had really bad tendinitis, really crippling, like, repetitive stress injuries. So they swapped her onto the speech software for a while. That was the whole thing. Get a Camelback. Fill it with whatever liquid you want. No threat of spilling. That is an idea. I'm happy with my solution, though. This has been working for years. 502 Hero has side buttons. So I really thought that there was going to be more to do with that guy after that, but I guess not. Suppose that's it. Stinky Ignatz. Escort him. I'm not going to do that. I don't know if that's dangerous or not, and I'm not about to find out, actually. I'm not super keen on that. If I'm looking at... I think the Raptor case might be on the east side. Mudcrush Dirt Feet wants 8 Mirefin heads. That sounds like it could be Murlocs? Someday they'll have the tech to put a sensor on your head, pick up the brainwaves to type. Yeah, that used to be a very exciting concept to me. When I was a kid, I really wanted like a brain-computer interface because I thought that would be really cool. And now I don't think I want that technology because I don't trust people with it. Yeah. No, thank you. Your thoughts in your head are one of the last safe places that we have. I'm not letting my computer in there. Increased mount drop rate from the box. After killing Yon, got Mim's head last night. Oh. Juicy Snug Bubble, thank you for the 10-month resub. Brain has been hacked. I think that it wouldn't begin like that. What would happen is they would scan your brain and find ways to figure out what they can effectively either advertise to you based on not only the things that you're thinking about wanting, but just like the things that other people that think in patterns of you, in the same patterns as you want. Or what kind of things can they get you addicted to? This person's kind of lonely and is lacking in social connection and is, you know, looking for ways to fill that void with their money. Let's market them this thing, this mobile game or like this gambling service or whatever the thing is. They would be able to hand match you with the vice that you would have the greatest weakness with in order to separate you from your money as quickly as possible. No, thank you. It's bad enough as it is. I'm all right. One trip to a padded cell for me. I think it would become extremely predatory extremely quickly. Hey, look, raptors. Got the new super cute WoW pet today. Tab away for a couple of minutes. Welcome back. We were discussing why we do or do not want direct brainwave to computer interfaces. Cat Attacks, thank you for the brand new sub. Appreciate it.
Greetings. How may I help?
Are we at the 50% point? We're at the 50% point. We're halfway there. You couldn't ask for anything more. I got skinnable mobs to farm. I have a warm kitty cat sleeping on my lap. We're in good shape. Got Darjeeling tea. Hazel, the computers know how to spend your money better for the good of humanity. Yeah, that's definitely what they're prioritizing. Lurking and listening while I work. Voice is very soothing. Aw, shucks. Thanks. I say in the squawkiest voice possible. Speaking of squawky voices, I don't know if they still have this voice line in retail, but I've been playing a male Tauren in Classic, and I made a macro on him to /moo, because of course I did. And when he moves, he says, moo! Like his voice breaks, and it's the best thing ever. It is the perfect thing to have on a hotkey, and I highly recommend it. Sense00, thank you for the 12-month resub. Morning, go little warlock. We believe in you. The voice line sounds like, it doesn't even sound like somebody voice acting as a Tauren. It sounds like they got some dude in the office to like give his best moo, and then they all thought it was hilarious, and they put it in as the male Tauren / moo. Got a good question. How to do the campaign Emerald Dream the Coalition Flame? That's a good question. I do not know. I do not know. Wowhead might have some ideas if you punch that in. It might be listed there, and there may be some pointers on where to start or what comes before it. It's on retail too. Nice. So I guess I'll go poke around Brackenwell Village. So that's Murlocs, I believe, unless I'm mistaken. We'll go poke around. It seems a bit dangerous. We'll see what their average victim level is once we're in range of them. I do have a quest for those eyes. Unpopped. Oh, good grief. I have a quest to collect unpopped Dark Mist eyes. I need to think happy thoughts. Kitty cats, puppy dogs. Waffles with jelly. No, not the jelly, not the jelly! How much gold have I got? 61 gold, 4 silver, and 93 copper. I'm pretty rich. Or at least I feel pretty rich. I hate to ask what Jarl needs the eyes for. Isn't Brackenwell? The Horde base. Oh, maybe. Oh, spooky. Stealthy spiders. My knowledge of these zones, not so good. We're finding out as we go. My second thought was it has to do with gnolls, and then I was like, no, you're thinking Brackenhide. I'm thinking Brackenhide. Clever meat. I did a Brackenhide key a couple days ago. It was fun to see it again. Very nice guild. He gave me all the gold needed for max flying. Nice. Meat thieves. Anixia area. Will you try a run? I don't think I really have any business near there yet. What is that? Who are you? Nobody. Okay. There is a rare Drogoth. Firelord Drogoth? Drogoth the Roamer. Okay, we didn't get the second one. For you'll be such a good level. We're gonna get not only the mount, but Helgrave gets his Torment upgrade. We also, at 40, can get another rank of Demon Armor, increasing every aspect of that. Howl of Terror? 2-second cast. That still might come in handy, maybe. And then a new rank of Immolate, which will be good. That'll help my damage. Never go near Nixia's lair. Not worth it. You can get special scales, I think. Oh, Dark Mist eyes are spider eyes. All right. Sorry, JG. maybe put the stream into a small window. Might be time to podcast, Hazel, if you have any troubles with spiders. More dots. Sarita, wow. This is Hardcore Classic. Furry Forever with a 15-month resub. 15 months, woo! Did you get your worst nail? I'm at 20%, need to grind so little time. I have not got mine yet. I did a little bit of work on it over my days off. I'm at like 55, 58%? A little shy of 60%, but past halfway. But yeah, I'm gonna need to grind too. There's not that much time left. I'm in this far. We gotta finish it. I wonder if it's ever worth to work on that on stream. I feel like it's only worth to work on that on stream if I'm within like finishing distance. Like if I make it to like 15% left or less, if I can get to 85%, then I can probably crank out the last 15% on stream in like solo shuffle or no voice threes or something. But any less than that or any more than that, it's going to be too much for one stream. It's the tarantula model. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, it's a great add-on. Do they want me to kill 40 spiders? I'm not saying no, but I kind of thought spiders have lots of eyes. They want me to farm 40 eyes. Surely they're going to start dropping like a couple at a time. I guess that one spider dropped 2. Group together to do an Ixion Classic. In hardcore, it would probably be a bit of a project to get a raid for it. I imagine people are doing it, but I can't imagine it's a lot of people. Can I loot them up? No. That's just environment. The mountain retail with the transmog shop on the side is the Grand Expedition Yak. You can buy that one with gold, like 120k so, or 120k-ish. Right? And you can buy that in the Kunlai Summit in Missa Pandaria. It's great. Very much worth it. Highly recommend. Surely just 2 spiders. Hardcore versus classic. So they're both the same game. Hardcore is special servers that are permadeath. There's no soul stones. There's no resurrecting. There's no coming back if you die. Which kind of raises the stakes a little bit. What was the old reason they gave for low drop rates and bear butts? Hit them so hard, bits couldn't be found. I guess I'm just popping all the spider eyes. I remember back in the day, especially on quests that had like, you know, farm a pristine mandible, and then all of the gray trash items would be like fractured mandible or crushed mandible. I remember buying into the theories where it was like, well, okay, so you need to hit it really gently, you need to kill it really slowly, or you need the last hit to be like just barely enough or whatever. Like, none of it was true as far as I know, but there used to be this mode of thinking where like it'll drop, you just have to kill it gently. And I can see where the logic comes from, but it's funny because I really believed that. Backpack battles. There may be a quest where that's actually the case. If so, that's mean. Mean and rude. Nothing like making rules that almost never work except for that one time where they do work to really cultivate superstition. Finish punching it unarmed. Yeah. Cool. I did not get my food buff. Had Reigns of the Infinite Time River to drop. That's awesome. That's incredible. Congratulations. These spiders have quite the respawn. Finish off that first one. And then dot up his friend. There is a cave. You know what they say about caves? Sometimes they have treasure in them. Famous last words, yeah. Why isn't he consuming shadows? I told him to. He's not. Oh, he is consuming shadows. It just didn't show on his cast bar. Okie dokie. Here, I'll back up a little bit and see if we can get a food buff going there. Don't go alone. Invincible from the time walking raid? Finally. No more time walking raids. What's it like playing this version of Warlock versus retail? I really prefer pet classes in Classic. I like that I have kind of so few things to do, or at least the way that I've set my spec up. I have so few active buttons to press in my character that I can afford to keybind and use all of the buttons on my pet. I can actually micromanage him. I never really properly do that on retail. I've always just kind of made do with like the pet AI. I would like maybe, you know, dismiss a pet before jumping off a hill or something like that. And I would have like a pet attack macro to send it in early. But for the most part, I would not micromanage my pet terribly much. But on Classic, it's a totally different thing, especially in Hardcore. You really want to have a good handle on where your pet is, because if your pet body pulls something, you know, that's going to matter. So you want to know where he is and be able to send him where you want. And you don't have a move to button in Classic, so you can do that via pet attack and pet passive. I've got a go and a stop button. And I find it really fun playing like that. Anything good up there? But I have the same enjoyment. I get the same enjoyment from Hunter. Hunter and Warlock are both very fun in Classic. And I wish I liked them more in retail. I have Hunters and Warlocks in retail. And they're fine, but they don't itch. They don't scratch the same itch for me. If anything, they're too smart, so I stop playing them, so I lose the investment in them. The thing I think that I don't like when it happens in retail, and the game is at a point where it happens fairly often, is when the things that are happening in my character's combat don't feel very connected to the buttons I'm pressing. Like, I've always had this struggle with Demon Hunters. That's never been a class I've personally connected with very much, because you would press like one button and your character would do the do-si-do. They would just do the most, animation-wise and also sometimes like ability-wise, off of one keybind, and it was hard for me to kind of keep track of, okay, what did I do and how did I do it? So like when I'm playing retail and I've kind of lost track of all of my trinkets and all of my set bonuses and all of my talents, and this thing has a chance to proc this thing, and this thing sometimes makes this thing happen. Like on a BM Hunter, I might have like 4 pets running around, and I don't really remember where they came from. I don't remember calling for them. I don't really know what they're doing. Presumably damage, but I don't feel very connected to what's going on because I don't really remember doing it. I'm just kind of pressing buttons. Whereas at least in Classic, on these characters that I'm leveling so slowly and I'm spending this much time on, everything that my character does, I know why. I know why a thing happened, at least at this point. It might be different with different classes. And it's probably a symptom of me just not paying enough attention in retail. I think that if I was maining one character and I was like really up to date on what their trinkets are and what their trinkets do, and I'd read all their talents and stuff, I wouldn't feel that way quite so much. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. I like feeling like when something happens, like I did it, you know? Do you count Unholy DK as a pet class? Sure. Yeah, he's got a pet. You have a proc, you're not supposed to press it until the proper spot in the rotation. It made you step away from Evoker. If we're being brutally honest, I didn't get the legendary item to drop. And I wanted a good reason to give up. I didn't want to raid next tier without the legendary. I did not want to continue killing Heroic Sarkareth any longer than I already had. And I kind of missed being a priest anyways. Not so much the play style. I actually found Preservation Evoker very fun to play mechanically, but I missed being a gnome. I didn't really connect with being a Drakthir. The race never really spoke to me. And I was excited to be a character that I connected with a bit more. You don't like being a lizard lady. This is true. She's fine. I don't want to, badmouth her good name too much. She looks great. It just didn't feel like my main. Kind of felt like a tourism thing. Like, oh, it's Dragonflight. Let's play the Dragonflight class. Not getting the legendary just tipped the scales. Gildy might gave up on the Lego. Sucks that some people just never got it. I'm sure it would have dropped by now if I had continued clearing Heroic Sarkareth, but at this point, I would have had to have been looking for pugs, and it just didn't feel fun anymore. I'm pretty happy to have switched. Hi, Whip Whip. How you doing? Friend got the Lego. Cost $3 mil to build it. Holy. Those are some aggressive prices. I knew people were spending like a couple $100K, but wowie. Wowzers. Oh, you know what? We're actually getting these spiders. I kind of want to go in the cave. Can it be any more crowded than outside? The respawn seemed pretty fast on these. I suppose I won't go in the cave. Maybe later. Maybe another time. I bet you there's treasure in there. Saving up my gold for a mythic carry. The owl mount is also a druid flight form. There's lots of treasure in there. It is worth some experience. It's been a while since I've quested at all. I've ground my way and farmed my way through the last handful of levels. So it'll be cool to see how much impact actually doing a couple of quests here and there has on our time to level. I would love to get this finished today. I don't know if I will, but I'm going to try. I do think I'm probably going to slow down after 40. I think I'm going to get my mount. I mean, maybe it'll be so much fun running around in the mount that it'll change my mind, but I have this idea that getting the mount was kind of like this sort of achievable goalpost that still feels impressive enough that I would be excited about it, but it's, you know, it's not level 60s, so it's not as insane. And I don't really have any other milestones between 40 and 60, but you have a lot of experience separating you there. There's a long way to go between those two places. Hey, let's go back and turn that in to see if they want anything else. Crocolisks. I saw a thing on one of the nature documentaries, one of the Our Planet with Mr. Attenborough, and it was a section about Nile crocodiles that were taking out like wildebeests and zebras as they were crossing a river, and they were really, 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 really big. And I was trying to imagine what it would look like if it were inside of like my bedroom, like if it would floor to floor, if its nose would touch one corner and its tail would touch the other corner. Like, would a Nile crocodile fit into my rental bedroom? Should it? No. Would it? Questionable. Might have to curl around a little bit at the end. Ugh. And then I was thinking, as I often do they fall in love? Just because they're all like mean looking makes me think that not so much. But, you know, if you told me that like birds do, I would be like, yeah, that's cute. But if you told me a crocodile does, maybe they do. No, I don't want one. I was just trying to visualize how big they were. I think if anything, the Nile crocodile would have me in that situation. I don't think I would be the one in control of that. I want to know if they fall in love with each other. Come on, guys. What if it falls in love with the zebra? Steve, not Croc. This is my pet Hazel. I set up my death log, at least in a different character. I don't know if the settings are global, but I set it up so that it will still have death alerts, but only when somebody dies in the same zone that I'm in. But I might have just turned it off altogether. Oh no, I can't have done because I still have the heat map running. I want to walk back to town. Or not town. I want to walk back to that quest giver to turn that in. And then maybe take our midstream break. We're creeping up on 10:30. Don't think a zebra would be feeding a croc. Well, maybe not. Maybe not like that. Ooh, is it double pull? We'll just get the one. That's fine. There's a video where a lady feeds crocodiles. One of the mistakes another croc's like for a chicken. Have you become so jaded that you only care when some people die? I wouldn't say that Deathlog was ever about caring when people die. Maybe it is for other people. Maybe other people are walking around with nothing but empathy in their hearts. And they've got like a little mailing list where they're going to send thoughts and prayers and edible fruit arrangements to people when they pass. For me, it was always kind of just like a rubbernecking. Like watching a car crash in slow motion. Soulstone not in hardcore. You can train it, but it's not going to do anything. I did watch that video, Zoldak. I did. We talked about it earlier in the stream. And back. I enjoyed that the title of a video on the official World of Warcraft channel had like an exclamation mark followed by a question mark followed by an exclamation mark. If they're doing it, I don't see why I shouldn't. Notice how almost all the mobs, save for one area, are on the Alliance side. Yeah. That's true. Sometimes when there's people talking about classic hardcore death statistics, people go, well, a lot of those deaths are like before level 10, so we shouldn't count those because those are all people that are just like trolling or whatever. And I think that a great deal, like sure, some people are probably just making a funny name and dying right away just for kicks. But I think a lot of deaths that happened before 10 are people that were genuinely trying, because it's pretty easy to die. Trained Resurrection my priest at level 10. Had my popcorn out while that poor mage is beaten mercilessly by Stitches. I mean, that's not a fight worth sticking your neck out for. He'll eat you next. The other day on stream, when we were streaming the same world, we were streaming... I think I was in Dusk... Yeah, I was running through Dustwallow Marsh for some reason. Or no, Duskwood. Anyways, we saw Stitches, and we saw him smoke somebody to death, and I was like, did I finally witness a murder? But then it turned out that it was an NPC. Just a guard. Okay, needs a blade, so we need to get him a Moonsteel broadsword. I have cutting to do. I can't tell you what I'm going to cut, but I need a blade, a certain blade. I called a swing blade. Help me find it in town. Talk to a blacksmith. He's going to give me a 3-stamp 6 spirit ring, which is no good. Or Agi spirit pants. Thanks, bud. Hey, 35 silver. So when he says Moonsteel broadsword, is that like a crafted item? Like a blacksmith crafted item? Or can I just buy it off a vendor? Because if that could be expensive. That could be not worth it. Surprised Murlocs were nowhere in the top 10. It seems as though, especially looking at like heat map and other deathlog statistics, Murlocs can kill people. But I think either people are very cautious around them because they know how much they can swarm, or Murlocs aren't actually as deadly as they seem. Because they do not take down nearly as many people as lots and lots of other things. It's a blacksmith craft item. Alright, well. Okay, I'm gonna go stand right by him and log out there then and take a short break, I think. We're gonna take this one out. We're gonna throw in a water breathing buff just for good measure. Log out. so that nothing horrible happens. We've made it to 68%, so we are trucking right along. Died at level 9. I died twice below 10 on warrior alts when I was genuinely trying. I just was outmatched by everyday mobs. All right, I will be back. Thank you. Are you warm enough? Okie dokie. Alright, shall we check Wowhead? I'm not going to watch the cinematic, but I will, I'll take a look at the 12-month sub rewards. The thing that they posted on the mobile shop early. I guess we'll probably have a bigger image. New subscription offer available for World of Warcraft. Includes the Gleaming Moon Beast mount. And enormous Gurlock for retail. Includes the current 6-month bundle and the next 6-month bundle. Right, so you the fishy. So the Moon Beast is that kind of situation. Yeah, that'll get you around. How's the weather? Chilly, windy, cold, very wet yesterday. Although it has the precipitation has broken. Moonbeast so pretty. Yeah, that's nice. That'll kick through at some point. I don't really spend a lot of time on those mounts. I guess if it's like the right mount. I like the fish one. The Wondrous Wave Whisker is always worth it. The Wondrous Wave Whisker is wildly worthwhile. So I want to go poke around, find a farm spot. We got 33 bag slots, which is fine. That'll keep us in good shape for a while. I would love to kind of make my way to the north of the zone and poke around up there. I might even look into the escort quest, but we'll see. Snow for doggo? Not yet, but maybe this year if we're lucky. Moon can flight from the dream. Oh, I wish the owlbear could start flapping its wings and fly. I have a lot of health missing. Let's get a fresh food buffet. Nice. Kitty, is it cold in here? I'm a little cold. I can turn the heat on, I guess, today. It is about that time of year. Yeah. Meow. Moonbeast would go well with the blue and white Night Elf heritage armor. I think I'll be more excited about new stuff in WoW once I feel like I've gotten organized with the stuff that I already have. Not necessarily caught up, you know, it's not like I have to collect every Dragonflight mount before I can get excited about any new ones, but I don't know, I just want to get, like, my priorities straight, I guess. I wonder how safe that is. So, according to Titan Panel, we're looking at an hour and a bit, a little under an hour and a half left to get to level 40, which is about the length of the rest of the stream, so that'll work. I wonder where my free Warlock Horsey Gimme quest is going to be. I don't know where that'll be. My hearth, I believe, is Ironforge. It's probably a good place to start. It's my life trying to get my priorities straightened out. I have this totally false belief that if I just think for long enough, I will, like, I don't know, evolve. I will all of a sudden know what I'm doing and do it, I think, because that's more the problem. I know what I'm doing. I just don't do it. And I have this idea that if I just think the right thoughts, that it'll all work. And that I'm really close. I just have to think the perfect thought. And if I just sit and think for long enough, it'll come to me. And I think that's total bull. But it's such an alluring idea that if you just kind of muse for long enough, you'll be struck with an epiphany and then everything will change. I think that I should probably be a little less about thinking and a little bit more about doing. Not that you should do without thinking at all, but I've thought enough. If only that's how it worked. Yeah. Alright, we found the raptors. They have nice necklaces. I like their jewelry. How do the raptors put the jewelry on? Help from their raptor friends. They put it on each other. I feel like they would be pretty nimble with their front claws. Or maybe they could fling it in the air and then like try to line themselves up underneath it so that it can land on them. I got an item specifically called a raptor hide, which seems to be... Oh yeah. We were getting those in Arathi. I just vendor those. Is it jewelry or is it scales? I think in WoW it's jewelry because I think that we've farmed them before and had them be marked as like necklaces. Like they're made of feathers and whatnot. I think. I could be entirely off base though. Mentioned somewhere they can talk and have culture. Yeah, I think there is something to that effect. Although, I clearly haven't paid enough attention to find out. I was at the mall recently, and the museum has set up like a little mini display in the mall that's, I guess, advertising a dinosaur-related museum exhibit. But they have kind of like a model dinosaur head, and they've put sunglasses on it. Perhaps because he's at the mall, I don't know. But I thought, wow, I didn't know that dinosaurs wore sunglasses. Thanks, museum. I learned something today. Who'd have thunk it? Always thought that about the feral worgen. Some of them have braids. Are the feral worgen also transformed from humans as well? Because would it not be possible for their braids? They had braided hair as humans, and then when they transformed into worgen the first time, the transformation came with hairstyles and accessories, so to speak. Notice that since going back to priest, you've sure been killing a lot of lizards in hardcore WoW. Hey, who you calling a lizard? This is a dinosaur. Would I have liked Evoker anymore if I was a dinosaur, not a dragon? Trust your lore explanation, unquestioned. I guess it would follow that if they had like little bows or sunglasses. I'm just imagining worgen. Well, I mean, I guess modern worgen would wear anything they want, but what kind of a dinosaur? At the mall, it had a name, and I read it, and I went, neat, and then I forgot it immediately. It looked like a T-Rex, but it wasn't a T-Rex. Saw a display setup of the largest flying animal ever. Quetzalcoatlus, something the size of a giraffe, but with wing arms. T-Rex with tiny little arms. Yeah, I think the takeaway is that I should go to the museum. I would enjoy the museum. It's not difficult to get to. I don't even think it's very expensive to visit. I should do that one of these days, you know, just like a day off. Take Moosey out in the morning, put him back to bed at home, go to the museum. Go learn about dinosaurs or something. And then I could come here and I could tell you guys about dinosaurs and you can pretend to listen. Bring him to the museum. What could possibly go wrong? He would do okay. He's actually quite nice, quite well behaved in stores and in buildings, but he's still a puppy. They eat you and then you can't tell us about dinosaurs. True. So, I mean, like, how dangerous could your escape be?
Hey there.
Can you help me out? Watch my back as I look for the bog bean.
See you around.
We're doing some real-time research. Yeah. I imagine, if I had to guess, I don't know, but I imagine the museum would be like a service dogs only kind of situation. Games are so big nowadays. Wow, 96. 96 gigs, really? Yeah, I guess that checks out. It's a lot of space in a little solid state drive. Today, I went into a job fair promoted by the company in charge of the local zoo. It's hard not going on a trip inside after the fair. Yeah. There's 20 years of WoW there. I don't know enough about data and software to expect anything. The instinct says, could it not be? I don't, not to say, no, I don't know anything. I'm gonna stop talking. I have some expertise in my life, and that is not an area of it. Guessing it's not like an image where it can just be as a different, more modern format that can save more information more cleverly into a smaller amount of data. There's probably good game reasons why you can't do that. Or maybe they have, and otherwise it would be 900 gigabytes. It's amazing it's not more. Yeah, people speculating on the timeline with the 12-month summer war dropping now. Season 3 until April, fated Season 4 through summer. Yeah, I could see it. That would get us, within spitting distance of a 2-year expansion. Not like actual distance, but it would be kind of sort of close. WoW is tiny compared to a few modern games. What's the largest game install you guys have? What's the biggest file size for a game that you have like downloaded and installed on your PC? Because I feel like WoW is probably my biggest one. But there are some games that are just really poorly compressed, I guess, or, you know, like they're bigger than they need to be. Shuttered recently, Aberrus is 6 months old already. Total Warhammer 3, maybe. How big's that one? I don't think I'm getting Jarl his blade. I'll check for it next time I'm at the auction house, but I don't know if we're feeling too optimistic about that. Baldur's Gate 3 is supposed to be massive. It's at like 150 gigabytes. Ugh! Heavily modded Skyrim could get close to 200. 120 gigs. Yeah, that's pretty huge. Microsoft Flight Sim, really? Middle-earth Shadow of War, almost 150 gigs. Oh, man. It was a long time ago, mind you, but I remember selling laptops that would have like these, you would have an SSD and then also like an HDD. And the SSD would be like 60 gigs at most. It would be basically just a boot drive. Like the idea is here, just put just your OS on here and it's going to start up real fast. The rest of your stuff will be, you know, you don't need that in a big hurry, but just, it's got this super, super sweet 32 gigabyte SSD. It'll load so fast. Yeah, different time. And you know what? They did load fast. They were very exciting. They were very thin. Ultrabooks were extremely cool when they very first came out among certain people. Got some retro games from the early 90s. It was like 40 megs. All right. Hey, we did it. That wasn't even so bad. So that one will turn back in town. But I don't necessarily need to head back there in a hurry. It'll save me some time. I think I'm going to run out of rested right before the end of this, which is going to really tank my my splits, my time. COD, MW2, 107 gig. Laptop has a terabyte SSD in it. I feel like my SSDs are still in the 500 range, like 250s and 500s, but I just started putting like a bunch of them in. Last time I built a PC, it had a variety of different SSDs, and none of them were huge, but there was just kind of like a lot of different ones. And then I used to use one like multi-terabyte HDD that was just called like the outer space archive, and that was just for me to stash finished videos on because I didn't actually need to retrieve them. I just wanted a repository. But I don't even do that anymore. If YouTube loses all my own videos, then it was fate. In 2008, we would upgrade an employee's laptop to an SSD as an Employee of the Month reward. In 08, that was a pretty big deal. People slammed Sierra for making such huge games. One of them was a full 7 megabytes. It is far too early to be hungry. That can't be the case. I invented a soup yesterday for dinner and then had it with leftover pizza because that's what you do. If you've never dipped leftover pizza in homemade soup, then you've never lived like I did last night. Bought a terabyte M2 SSD for like 40 bucks. Really? I mean, I haven't been shopping lately, but wow. Listen to a YouTube channel of a programmer explaining the making of old SNES games. Interesting the limitations they were working with back then. Oh. Yeah, I bet. It's funny how some things that are originally like software or just technical limitations eventually become kind of set in like the DNA of a game or just like a thing as like a stylistic choice, and they continue doing it even after the limitation no longer exists. I can't think of any examples right now, but that's a thing that I know. Well, I can't think of any good examples. The example I have in my mind is stupid. Drogoth, the roamer. He's an elemental. He's a rare. He's resisting. Alright, we got 3 dots up. Retro beeps and boops are now stylistic. Yeah, there you go. Technosynth based on early computer sounds. I found him! Who came first, the roamer or the Firelord? It's a joke that nobody can be expected to understand because it's not a joke. The whole thing is that once upon a time I queued into a skirmish or like a threes pug or something. I think it was a skirmish. Also, I got a Knight's Headguard of the Whale. Yeah. And there was a undead fire mage, and their name was Drogoth, and their title was the Fire Lord. And I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was just like a really, I don't know, cool character fantasy. And that was at least 5 years ago, if not more like 10. And I've been talking about it ever since. Anytime I see something remotely related to Drogoth, I'm like, is that you? Is that the Fire Lord? It's Fire Lord Drogoth. Really? Maybe you want to upgrade your drives? I don't feel a need to at this time. I'm not being held back by my drive space or speed in any meaningful way. I need to upgrade my brain. Fly to Ratchet, boat to STV. I'm looking for raptors. Oh, boat to Booty Bay was deleted. Yeah. We went to, for what though? We've been to Booty Bay. We have the flight path. We could flight path there if we wanted. We went to Booty Bay last stream. Download more brain RAM from LimeWire. No viruses, promise. You're not held back by your drives, but by your drive. Yeah, something like that. I like to think of it as that I have a lot of drive and I'm going very quickly. I just have no steering. The race car brain, no brakes, does donuts all day long. Hey Hazel, how's it going? Hi Dunes Games, it's going good. How are you? I am enjoying cozy fall weather. Was I going to talk more about the soup? I guess I can talk more about the soup. Nobody asked, but I'm going to tell you. I had potatoes that were from my garden, from my balcony garden. I had potatoes and carrots and onions and garlic. I wanted to make like a really classic like vegetable soup. And normally when I do soups, I do kind of like an immersion blended soup. But this time I wanted to do kind of just like a brothy soup with chunks in it, kind of like if you had like a can of vegetable soup or whatever. So I spent a pretty unusual amount of time for me chopping up, ooh, there's iron up there, slicing up carrots and potatoes into somewhat even small, like fits on a spoon sized pieces. And then I diced up my onions quite small as well, and I put lots of garlic in it. It was tasty. It was good. It was good. I have some leftovers in my freezer for next time I'm feeling like soup. I think I made it like 5% too salty. I think I went in a little hard on the salt. It's not like it's tastes like seawater or anything. Like I've made things before that were way too salty and you're like, this is the ocean. I'm going to stop now. But it was more so it's like you can kind of feel it on your tongue a little bit after you've had a bunch of it. Not as salty as like instant ramen, but saltier than probably it needed to be. So I would tone that down a little bit next time. Sounds bomb, so they, cook evenly. It's just normally what I would do is I would just do big choppy chunks so that I know they cook through. And then I would chuck it in the Instant Pot, the pressure cooker, for as long as I know it takes for it to cook through, so that when I do immersion blend it, it all like evens out at that point. I don't know what happens if you overcook a potato or a carrot, but I know if you're trying to just make it like smooshy and blend it into the soup anyway, it doesn't wildly matter. It was good though. Those potatoes that I grew, I could not tell you for the life of me what kind of potatoes they were, but they were really nice for soup because they were kind of like, it's weird to call it a creamy potato, but it was a very creamy potato. Flexing her garden on us. Yeah, the potato, I don't know if I would do them again because it was a lot of space. But it was kind of awesome. Like, they were good. I still have beets I haven't pulled yet. I should probably pull those soon. I think that we're getting into they're about as ready as they're going to be territory. Have you been getting the good spider meat? Oh, that's a good question. Yes, I can now make 12 stam food. I still have I still continue to have cooking capped at 225, and I will do until I can get to Tanaris. Tanaris is 40 to 50, so it's a little sketch for me to get there and like do things right away. I might give it another couple levels before I do that, but once you do it. Made a creamy butternut soup. That sounds good. Pickled beets, yummy. I heard somewhere the way to spot a trained chef from a home cook. And a salt and butter they use, chefs use more than you think. Butter is specifically for those trained in French cuisine, as decided. I feel like that sentence has to be missing a word somewhere. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of people being like, butter's for everybody. Overcooking potatoes makes them mushy, almost like cream. Pureed veggies sauteed in a little butter. Ah. Uh-huh. Why is the map blurry and pixelated? That's the Deathlog heat map that's overlaid on top of it. It uses a grid pattern to denote how deadly various areas are. So it's kind of an overlay. Thank goodness for audio only mode. Still doing an apartment garden. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have my hydroponic indoor setup right now. I got bugs on it, and then I wouldn't say panicked and tore it down, but I'm taking a break from it. I'm busy enough. I got a puppy. But my balcony garden is kind of packed in for winter now. I'm not growing anything over the winter. I don't think that would work very well, but I have some stuff out that is perennial that should come back in the spring. Garden's so scrawny. It's the season. I would love to think that if I one day had like a yard with like earth and some space and some sun, that I would like set up like a real, not real, every garden is real, but like a larger garden and plant a wider variety of things. But like, where do I think I'm getting all of this time and doing things energy from? What? I am treading water in my life as it is, and I'm not working very hard. Why do I think that if I had the room, I would all of a sudden turn into Martha Stewart? This doesn't check out. This doesn't track. So that's the spider cave. That's the green spider cave. I want raptors. Let's go kind of... Dart sounds like a raptor name. Let's go poke around that way. Pardon me. The void. Hope springs eternal and you always hope to be your best self. I suppose so. I do love growing things. It's just so exciting. Hazel Stewart. I would put out lifestyle books and blog posts that would be basically like, well, here's mine. I like this thing. Do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It wouldn't sell a lot, but it would have some pictures of plants. New cooking stream channel. Roof over your head, cat, dog. Haven't drowned. Haven't drowned. And you know what? The dog is happy. He's a happy puppy. I'm pleased with that. Our lives are not melting down about our ears. I think it is entirely possible that even with the best of intentions and training and knowledge, that raising a dog can still make you feel like your life's falling apart under the best of conditions. So I'm really lucky that it's going well enough to the point where I feel like, I wouldn't say that like it's perfect, because I would never say that, but it's I feel like we're doing good. We're cool. Everything's genuinely okay at home. Big metal raised garden beds in boxes. Hope to break down the old garden boxes that came with the place, but very tired. No, it sounds great. Growing things are growing things, no matter what they're growing in. I know a place that has just a bunch of Tupperware tubs out on their lawn, and they've filled them up with dirt, and they've got some drainage holes in them, and they grow hella veggies. Those things pop off in the summertime. Is Moose still on his quest for the perfect stick? There was a branch, like a huge branch, that got knocked off of the tree with the wind, and he really wanted to select a stick from that, but it was not meant to be. I can't be perfect unless you're talking cats. Maybe it's just perfect. Yeah, plants want to grow, cats want a cat, dogs want a woof. It just does my heart good to see Moose all happy. Happy puppies are just good for the soul. He doesn't need much. He doesn't ask for a lot. He wants his exercise, he wants attention and love, he needs his food. He needs his outside trips and fresh air and things to sniff and things to see, and he wants to play with some doggies sometimes. And he wants his hugs. And he wants to sit on the couch next to me when I play Animal Crossing and wonder what the funny noises coming out of the TV are. And he wants to go to bed when it's nighttime, and he wants you to not wake him up too early because he's tired. If you get up and it's not light out yet, he'll be kind of like, what? It's nighttime. What do you want? Pumpkin regatta was last week. Giant pumpkins carved out into boats raced around a lake. What a thing. I don't think I ever knew that was a thing. Early Moose gets vacation the grumblies. He gets most grumbly when he's tired. That's like his grouchiest, grumbliest time, where he's gonna like, oh, it's hard work being a sleepy pup. Gave him a day off at the dog park yesterday. A, because it was pouring rain, but secondly, because he was looking a little stiff, and I want to make sure he gets enough recovery time between his romps. He is still young with unfused growth plates. As much as he insists he wants to book laps around the park every day for hours. No, I never once went to the Tualatin Pumpkin Regatta. I didn't get out much. I did not get out much when I lived there. I guess I don't get out much when I live here either, although I get out more than I used to, that's for sure. Haven't lived until you've seen pumpkins fly via trebuchet. I went to the Ren Fair one time. That was something. It was in like Hillsborough or Beaverton or something. I am not going to be at BlizzCon, no. Speaking of Hazel doesn't get out much, I am not attending in person this year. I will be watching from home. I'll co-stream. We'll have fun. It'll be good. What's it like at a Ren fair? It's fun. It's kind of I'm sure they all do it differently, but there are like performances to watch. So the one I went to had like a jousting thing. Sometimes they'll have like a falconry demonstration. Sometimes you'll get like a blacksmithing demonstration. There's typically like an artisan's market situation where you can walk around and you can buy things that people have crafted that are in the theme, and the vendors will be like all dressed up. You can dress up. There's typically food. You can get yourself a horn of mead. You can get yourself a turkey leg or something. Eat at big picnic tables outside. It's nice. I'm glad that I went. I wouldn't say it's like missing from my life though. When I went to had a small herd of elephants. Oh, I went to the wrong Ren fair. That sounds much better. A lot of costumes, a little body, a lot of food. Yeah. Did I dress up? I purchased I bought like a corset situation there, and then the woman that sold it to me cinched me into it, and I wore that around. I don't remember if I wore it with like something that was intended to be worn with it. I must have done. I don't think I would have just put it over a t-shirt. I did not care. I'm not a big fan of corsetry. I can appreciate that they look nice, but I like breathing. They look painful. Yeah. I'm sure experts will tell me that they're not supposed to be, or that, you know, you don't need those ribs or anything, but if they fit right, they're comfy AF. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably true, but you know what else is comfy is like things that don't squeeze. Pajamas, hoodies, large t-shirts with puppies on them. Do you still have it? I don't know. If I did, it would be deep in a drawer somewhere. I feel like it probably got donated at some point down the road along the various moves. I don't think I would have kept it. I wasn't wearing it. Like, I got it at the Ren Fair, and I was like, I'm gonna wear this to all the Ren Fairs. And then I never went to a Ren Fair again, and then it was kind of the end of it. Well. It was fun, though. I like artisans markets a lot. I love going to farmers markets where they have crafters section where you can look at things like jewelry and dishes and carvings and artwork and things that people have made that you can buy and take home. The food ones are good too, but I really like the things that people make. I try to, a lot of the things that I have in my home, I've picked up a lot of the artwork and you know, like special teacups or jewelry will be from farmers markets, artisans markets. People wear them wrong. They don't move things around internally as much as people think. Tight lacing is way niche. Yeah. The one that I was strapped into was not so much trying to squeeze my waist. It was trying to rearrange my cleavage, basically. It was trying to take things that exist in one place and move them to the North Pole and then make them very good friends with each other. And, you know, it's not like a super painful thing, but it wasn't really my thing. Yeah. I also it's just not my style. No, Hazel BlizzCon, hoping you were tapped for the WoW Q&A. I think I would have a panic attack. I have a hard time even watching the Q&A when other people host it. I think that T&E did a great job. They are naturals for that kind of thing. I am a at-home gamer with crippling social anxiety. Going to BlizzCon is already kind of a stretch for me. Developer interviews make me sweat out my ears down into my toenails. And I can do them, but it's still, like, traumatizing. Hosting the Q&A, I think, would actually kill me. I don't think that would be worth it. I think they'd be better off getting someone that has some presenter presence, has some hosting ability and skills. I've never hosted anything, and I have no desire to at all. Not a fan of the push-up. I don't think it's for me. Like, whatever it's doing to my body, it's not doing for my benefit. It's not doing to make my life better or to make me feel better. It's for other people in a way that I don't feel a need to do anymore at this point in my life. It's not that there's anything, I'm not against it. It's just not for me. Feels like a table strapped under my chin. Oh, man. I'm a total hypocrite, though, because I don't want to wear it, but I love looking at costumes like that, especially in like, movies and TV shows and whatnot. I think they look great. So, hypocrite. I can just see the thought bubble crossing my head. Should I watch Bridgerton again? Yeah. That's alright. I had a terrible dream about having gone to band class, but I hadn't been practicing. And then I was called upon to play a solo, and not only had I not practiced, but I actually didn't even have my trumpet. And then I was like, oh, okay, fine. I'll walk home and get it, and then I'll walk back. And then I was leaving, and then I found the case, and it didn't have the trumpet in it, and I realized that the band director had hidden my trumpet on me as a horrible prank! And I was furious. But it didn't even matter because I wasn't in practice anyways, so I wouldn't have been able to do these nice solos that everybody else was doing. And when I found the trumpet, it was missing a valve spring, and it was terribly tarnished and in need of repairs. And I was quite sad about the whole state of affairs. I was unprepared. Hulu got Moonlighting if you want to watch TV older than you. I've never had Hulu. I feel like I've got more streaming services than I want. Although one nice thing about being living with somebody is that you can kind of pool. Like, I pay for Disney Plus, and then we use his Netflix login. Did you get Trumpet? I did. Remember where Keira Knightley said the course that she wore was a lie? Everything in Pirates was makeup and paint. Wasn't she like 17 in the first Pirates movie as well? Like, holy moly. I hear Mr. Moose. He's waking up. We have 26 minutes left to go. We're out of rested though, so I think that might tamper with this. I'm going to actually reset our session here so I can get an accurate idea based only on raptor farming of how long it would take us to finish this. We'll kill a couple of raptors, then we'll take a look at it. Because we are 2.5 bars away from level 40. We're at 87%. Happy with that. Oh, I've lost all my buffs. Maybe 19? I gotta Google this. Uh, 17 going on 18. So she was 17 when she filmed it. She would have been 18 by the time it came out, though. But yeah, I remember being shocked by that because she was sub 18 in that role. I don't know if they would do that anymore. Maybe. What's his face who plays Norrington had a commentary track on the DVD. Oh, I haven't listened to one of those in a long time. Those were fun. I want to know how many warlocks have drowned in Hardcore Classic. I wonder if there's a way to read Deathlog to get that info out. That would be funny and heartbreaking. Healed a horseman run, my level 36 Holy Priest. Knew the holiday bosses were easier, but glad no one died on my watch. That's an accomplishment for sure. Horseman's probably the toughest holiday boss that we've had, especially because other people... I guess I don't know if they would phase you into a different queue from the max level people. But if they didn't, it's possible that other people were taking on the optional curses and they could be taking extra damage from them. I blame the run fair for getting us in the cleavage topic. I know, right? Like, it's kind of stuck in my head. I'm worrying that I didn't handle it quite well enough. I don't want to... As silly as this sounds, I don't want to be anti-cleavage. I would never want to make anybody think that I would be judging anybody for how they choose to look or present themselves or dress. I think that if you're happy and you're comfy, you're doing great. And I am very much in favor of that. Charlie Brown is owned by Apple, now only playing an Apple TV. It's not a normal TV. Oh no! I actually bought a digital copy of my favorite Christmas special because I wanted to be able to watch it every year and I didn't want to have to track it down on TV. I'm trying to think of something to pivot off of cleavage. gonna get my VOD demonetized. I think I told the stories. I went fishing. I caught a fishy. I cooked it up for dinner. I hadn't cooked a trout in a long time, but it was really good. It was tasty. I did like a spice rub and then a pan fry in my stainless steel pan, and it made the skin nice and crispy. Yum yum. And is it too soon to play Christmas songs after Halloween? I was in a Walmart of all places recently, and they have their Christmas stuff out in pretty much full gear. They also had Halloween stuff out in full gear, but like they were wasting no time. Canadian Tire also had all the Christmas stuff out. Maybe you'll get one new... Like last year, I basically bought Christmas. I sponsored it, you're welcome. Last year, I got all of the things that I needed to decorate this place for Christmas, because the year previous... I was here for Christmas, but I had just moved in. I had barely moved in when Christmas happened. So I wasn't even like unpacked yet, the first year. So last year I like went and I got a tree and I got some lights and I got some decorations and I got all the stuff, and then I 35 minutes. Oh, I guess that's okay. I got all the stuff and I still have it, so I can set it all up again this year. Like I'm set for Christmas, but I know that some people will get like a new ornament every year. Does your tree just eventually become very busy? I definitely have room on the tree, so I could pick out any ornament. Topic is so scandalous. You never know with YouTube. I think we're fine. Christmas has been in stores since September, before Halloween was even out. Michael says lots of non-plastic kind of sustainable stuff. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. How dare Christmas happen when you just moved in? Oh, that was a wonderful Christmas, though. I was so happy to be home. I was so happy to have moved back to spend Christmas with my family. That was a really good year. I remember canceling stream one day to go decorate cookies with my mom, and it was just like the best day. Should make some gingerbread again. I gotta actually decorate them this time. Last time I made gingerbread, I didn't get around to decorating them, and I just kind of like ate them for a while, but then I didn't even eat all of them, and then they got stale, and then I had to compost them, and it was very upsetting. So I don't bake anymore. One of those people who keeps their Christmas lights up year round. Took the fig tree down in May. Yeah. Oh, I hear it. He's doing his like Malamute groans. I guess it's like a Malamute and a Husky thing, like when they like talk and grumble. And it's funny because I just imagine saying, "Mom, I'm tired. Do something." He plays with this little squeaky pig. And I'll be sitting on the couch and he'll walk up to me and he'll just like throw it into my chest. And I'll be like, do you want me to throw it? Do you want me to tug with it? It's too small to tug with it. I'm going to pinch your whisker, buddy. It's no good. And then the other day I was making lunch or something. And he takes the squeaky pig and he jumps up on the back of the couch and he dunks it into his water bowl and makes a fountain of water. He dropped it from a height and with some force and nailed it right into his water bowl. Sent his piggy swimming. I had to get some towels for that one. Is his teething done? I think so. He still really likes to gnaw, although I think he's always gonna like chewing, but I think his teeth are mostly in. They might need to come through a little farther, but I think we've got the framework. I don't think he has any more teeth left to lose. Yeah, I heard about YouTube rolling out some new ad blocking countermeasures. It's not a great solution, but the thing I ended up doing when I got really tired of YouTube ads was I just gave them the premium sub. I know it's like a money thing, but at least it makes the ad stop on all the platforms when you're logged in. But yeah, I wouldn't blame anybody for taking a break. If I wanted to bother with the Christmas tree, I'd get a black one, decorate it with Halloween stuff. Oh. I was thinking that if I was decorating a house for Halloween, I would like to do like a witches and kitty cats theme with like some nice looking black kitties and like a big cauldron and like some brooms, you know? I'm not so much about the skeletons and the ghouls and the goblins, but I like witches and I like kitty cats. Old ad blocker interacts weird with new ads. I'm sure it will continue to be the eternal arms race between YouTube and the ad blockers, and YouTube will put out new tech and the ad blockers will figure out how to get around it, and then YouTube will put out new tech and the ad blockers will sort it out. They always do. Probably gonna get premium. Enough of my entertainment can justify paying them some. Yeah, I think if it was just like a video here and there, I wouldn't worry about it. But if I was watching it approaching as much as I would watch something like Netflix, yeah. Change the URL to the embed player's place and no problems. I can't pretend to be an unbiased source in this conversation though, because I make my living off of YouTube ads and Twitch ads, as well as subs, and I also earn money when people with premium watch my content. I also do genuinely have YouTube Premium, or at least I did. I think I might have unsubbed when I was trying to like quit watching YouTube for a while. But creators will earn more from a premium view than they would from an ad view. So full disclosure, I'm not an unbiased party. I am a biased party. I'm a hungry woman. It's only 11:20. Why am I starving? Was it the soup? Was it not filling enough? Creators can no longer control what type of ads play in their videos pre or mid-roll. Yeah, I saw they were rolling out something new along those lines. See the new mount bundle? My current renewal in May. If you're on a current auto renewing 12-month sub, you won't have to wait for May. I don't believe. It might take a day or two to come through, but it should. Let me check mine. On your Battle.net launcher, there's a little present icon up on the top bar on the right-hand side. And if you keep an eye on that, it should eventually pop up with a notification. I don't have mine yet, but at some point those should come through. I learned a long time ago to not rebuy a rolling sub whenever they put out one of these promos, because if you just wait, they'll kick in within a couple days. Custom light up skulls, solar powered cat bowl, glowing eyes, LED candles. Oh, that's cute. Siamese kitty's not been home in 3 days. Oh, I hope they come home soon. Yeah, they do sales on character transfers and stuff every now and then. There's like pretty high raptor density over here, but they are like green. We've got 2 bars and it's looking like, with these raptors, about half an hour worth of grinding. I should probably go back to the spiders. I think they were better. They were a higher level. They weren't skinnable, but like, what do I really need the gold for anyway? Vildiston, I had that exact same experience. I had the notification, but then there was nothing there when I opened it up. I am assuming they're going to get that sorted in no time. So I'm going to keep him on that one, and then I'm going to start to tank this one. And then we're going to go look into the green spiders again. If it gets you to 40, I'll allow you to kill the spiders. Not the fluffy ones, just the green ones, I think. They're just like a little bit of a higher level, so I think it'll be a tiny bit faster. Although that triple pull was pretty fast. That did some work. Oh, that's a lot of raptors. I can't believe that, I mean, knock on wood, but I can't believe that we're actually going to make it to 40. You know, trying not to jinx myself too much, but when I first started hardcore, I didn't think there was any way. I thought that getting to 40 would have been like an incredibly long shot for me because I didn't have a lot of classic experience and because, you know, permadeath's scary. Excited about today. Nate's cozy day to do things. I've got lots of things to do. I wanna color my hair before I get too busy. I meant to do it when I cut it and I just ran out of time. I wanna try out my new pink. What's up, Scoots? What is the heat map? The red areas? Those are places where people die. It's tracking where character deaths are happening, and a really red area is an area with a lot of deaths in it. Yeah. I saw a dwarf with a hidden hat, red lumberjack shirt, A++ cowboy costume. Oh, the Niffin hat. That makes more sense. The Niffin hat. Flabby's been wearing that as a transmog. Although I don't know if he's got the cowboy thing going on. That club, it's a main hand Agi stand mace. I think I'm just gonna vendor it. It looks like it auctions for approximately a gold and it vendors for like 90 silver, so I think that's just vendor trash. I wonder what I'm gonna get with all of this gold. I guess I'll just keep an eye out for stand gear. Not a whole lot else to be doing unless I want to send it off to other characters. My hunter would need all the help that she can get with her mount. But she's still only level 31. And 35 to 40 seems to take an extraordinary amount of time. Did you see the new Warcraft in-game cinematic that dropped? I haven't. I heard that it was out. I haven't watched it. What does map cost in hardcore? Everything. I think that the training... Chat will know more accurately than I will. My instinct is that for a character that has to buy a mount, when you combine the price of the mount with training, it's in the ballpark of 100 gold. but I could be off base. Yeah, it's a 10.2 thing. So it wouldn't be available in the game yet. They dropped it onto YouTube, I think. We can do this. We just have to keep up our momentum. I'm pleased that I still have bag space. These Runecloth bags are phenomenal. I wonder if they'll ever do official... If they would ever do official solo self-found servers, or if hardcore servers are about it. Because playing hardcore without the auction house is a completely different ball game. And you can do it. And I do have characters that are doing it now. I have a character that I'm playing with my friend as like a pair, like a team for self-found. You could call it duo us found if you really wanted to. But it's a bit, I feel like it's one of those things where it feels less, you feel less, you know, you kind of want everybody else to be doing it too. Also, I feel bad because within the rules, I'm not able to use any buffs that other people give me, but when people give me buffs, I just have to click them off. And it just feels really mean. They just wanted to buff me. It's against the rules, I'm sorry. I do have a quest turn in, that's true. So that's going to turn in for 2850. So if I get to like 83, 82k, then we can just head back. Week from Friday? Something like that. I swear the October-November transition has made me completely blind to what's happening in November. I know November's soon, but, you know, that page of the calendar is like hidden away. It's folded. It's underneath. I can't see it yet. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing as November. It's going to be October forever. Lots of time to cuddle with the puppy and play Hardcore Classic. Definitely nothing else to do. I never did these pristine crawler legs. Where did those even drop? Crabs. Up for a Baroque apron. It's a cool looking quest item. Next Friday. Friday, I'm doing off-stream LFR, LFR testing. I want to take a quick look at the new Nimue fight, even if it's just the LFR version. I can't believe they're still raid testing. I'm gonna use a health. I might use a health pot too. Make myself feel better. The poisons hurt quite a bit. That was actually a little bit spicy. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if we need to go in that cave. Low-key sweating. About died 95% through 39. Imagine if I did. This this would have, if I did die then, this would have to be the last hardcore stream, right? Like, I would just have to play hardcore off stream and just go back to streaming retail. Almost ready for another food buff. I don't even know where I go for my class mount. When I get to 40. Absolutely not. You play the hunter. Maybe. She's got rested. You know what? Let's go eat a piece of roast raptor. Hand in the quest. It gives 2850 XP, so it's too soon to go back just yet. Anyone gotten a 4-hour ad on YouTube before? Hopefully with a skip button on it. Holy. I wonder if the theory is that somebody will be so intrigued by the fact that the ad is 4 hours long that they'll continue it long enough. So let's actually finish off that baby one. And then we want to get our dots going here. We have another health pot. We can use it. You keep that one. I'm keeping this one. We also have a sack available as well. Yeah, the triple pulls are spicy. Let's make another health stone. Have one of those locked and loaded. Visceral, thank you very much for the 37-month resub. Hey, I hope you're doing well today. Thank you very, very much. Got literal movies as ads. Ah, Nissan, they had a lo-fi thing. That's different. Archer Move, thank you for the 8-month resub. I mean, I guess that's one way to make you think about the content of the ad. How we doing? 81. Yeah, it's 28. 2850, yeah. Plus 40 silver. Oh, that's interesting. That poison. I was thinking, wow, that poison tick's not interrupting my bandage, but the poison ticks every 10 seconds. It lasts a really long time, but it ticks, I guess, somewhat heavily. Every 10 seconds. That's crazy. Sometimes you wonder who came up with these values and why. What were they thinking? I saw this seed in my dream. It's when Azel died. Don't let it come true. I'm gonna do my best. We have some safety measures still available to us. Gotta just watch it for respawns. Noon stream now. Nah, we got some time. Yeah, it's a 2-minute poison that does damage every 10 seconds. Which I guess is handy because if you time it right, you can get your bandage heal off in between ticks. Or maybe the tick doesn't interrupt it, who's to say? Not me. Manifesting, we get an XP buff in retail before the next XP. I hear time walking is very fast. I hear the time waste buff is like the business. Blizzard posted the 12-month sub pack pretty recently, yeah. I don't think they've fully rolled out yet, but they're on it. Oh, 6 months. I see. I don't know. Done nothing on my priest collecting dust for 10.2. Not long to wait now, at least. That's something. I got new bed sheets, and I got them all washed up and put onto the bed for last night, and it was like super nice. My previous ones had a big rip worn into them. To be fair, I was using the one set of sheets exclusively, so there was no rotating, so they wore in pretty fast. I think if I decide that I like these new ones, which I think so far I do, I'll get another set. Maybe in another color so that I can like rotate them, like wash one and then put the other set on the bed immediately. On one hand, it means that I have to fold sheets because you have to fold, well, you don't have to, but I like to fold the set that I'm storing. But on the other hand, they will wear through half as fast if I'm rotating them. I always used to do a two-sheet set system. New bed sheets are great. I've come to realize that I'm not really a thread count person. I am a cotton per caul weave person. I want them to be kind of crisp. I want them to be cotton. I need them to breathe. I need them to be, above all else, not microfiber. Because no matter how soft they are not. Microfiber sheets are not for me. They're smooth and they're soft, and they make me sweaty and uncomfortable. What if linen? I have a linen duvet cover that's super nice. I feel like I might like linen sheets if they were the right weave, but they're probably... I guess I'm guessing. I was going to say maybe more expensive than cotton. These ones were not too bad. I am a warlock. Linen bis. One thing that I'm glad doesn't bother me is that I'm not somebody... Wow, what a weird start to a sentence. I am glad that I am not inclined to be upset by wrinkles in my sheets. I don't really care if my sheets are wrinkly. As long as the bed has been somewhat made, I'm happy. And if anything, I think that like a made bed with like a little bit of wrinkles seems kind of cozy and home-like. So I'm glad that I can get away with just like, you know, I don't need wrinkle-free sheets. I don't need to iron my sheets. I can just like throw my cotton sheets in the wash, take them out whenever I want, throw them on the bed, and then it's like, wait, it's bedtime. Woo! What do you think of flannel? Super cozy, way too warm for my partner. And honestly, even kind of for me. I like the... It would need to be really cold in the room, I think, to... Okay, alright. This is... Oh, no, it's okay. It would need to be real cold in the room. I had flannel sheets as a kid, and we would put them on the beds in the winter, but we also wouldn't heat the house at night. It was a wood-burning stove situation, and the fire would go out in the evening. We wouldn't run it overnight, and then, and by morning it would be freezing, and the sheets would be, like, real nice. Wow, these things really hurt. Okay. I'm going through Hellstones all of a sudden. How are we doing on experience? 83. 2.8. Yeah, we're good. We can head back to town. Get to enjoy new sheets for about 30 minutes before Cat pokes a teeny tiny hole in them. My last set of sheets were white, and I enjoyed kind of like the fresh hotel feeling, but I missed colors, so I got blue ones this time. I kind of want pink ones. I might get a second set that's pink. I have not talked about that. No, I am intermittently private about my relationship. Option down the line in Classic that lets you less dress, more short robe for Warlock. There is gear like that, but the trouble with Classic is that you're showing what you're wearing, and typically you're wearing whatever is good. So you can have like pants and a top. There is gear like that. You just have to at some points you may have a piece like that that's better, and at some points you may not. Classic Mog, a mess. Love it. I like the appearances very much. I get a bit nostalgic for them. Okay. I'm excited about this. Druid looks all kinds of awful, but I don't care. I think my Warlock actually looks pretty good right now. This is not that far from something I would Mog normally. I really like this dress model. I Mog these somewhat often in retail. The green version of that is actually very central to my Resto Druids Classic Transmog. And then the shoulders have some amount of red-ish in them. You've got pants on underneath the thigh cutout, so that's no good, but what do you do? Let's just stick to the road and well, can we take a shortcut? Should we take a shortcut? Nah, we'll stick to the road. We're heading back to town. This quest, unless my math is off, should give me the experience I need to get to 40. We should be all set. I have a little collection of plushies on my desk that is slowly taking over that corner of my desk. But they're so cute. I feel like they're rooting for me. Somehow managed to get to 1500 plus gear score now at 72. Pretty pleased. Nice. It's great that you're having fun with it. I don't know what's next for me after the mount. I don't know if I'm gonna keep streaming pushing to 60. If I'm gonna I'll probably take a bit of a break from it. I have some things to do in retail. I need to do time walking this week for the mount. I need to keep up with my horseman attempts. I could start doing like 10 or 15 or whatever horseman attempts a day on stream. That is an option. There's no reason why I couldn't do that. Madam Rachel, thank you for the 8-month resub. Very much appreciated. What else? We've got some more pets to collect still. We got to keep an eye on the whelp daycare dailies. I need to do Zap Throttle Soul Inhaler pets. I should probably just pick one at a time and focus on it until it's done, but that's going to be a project. And then, of course, when patch comes out, I'm going to have to figure out what my patch goals are and how I can work towards them. What can I do on stream to help chip away at it? We might have a key phase. I might do some key pugging just to get some raw bulk practice in healing keys on Holy Priest. Retro Sam, thank you for the 21-month resub. It's always kind of a funny thing early in a patch where you want to practice with your tier set bonus, but you don't have your tier set bonus yet because it's early in the patch and you don't get those right away. I miss Mount Run Tuesdays sometimes. Yeah, after we got... I mean, eventually they became Saturdays because I don't stream on Tuesdays anymore, but I remember when it was Tuesdays. After the Gul'dan mount finally dropped, I guess I took a break from the Mount Run stream days. If I was going to go back and do it, I would do... The mounts that I'm working on right now would be either Karakta, if Karakta was available, which on Saturday I feel like Karakta is usually not available. Or Mistress Sastine's Worm. I could do that pretty easily, especially if I want to try like the LFR wing on every character, because you can do it on multiple difficulties. And I'm sure there's lots of good transmog I could get while doing that too. Zap throttle's a mess, so frustrating. Yeah. But imagine what a flex it would be to have 4 and not having bought any of them. There's probably people like that in the game, but like I can't imagine it's very many people. Still here with ya. Thanks, Pre-Law Flipper. Alright. Are you guys ready? This is the moment. This is what 3 days and 22 hours, nearly 4 days of playtime. 3 days, 22 hours, 52 minutes, and 35 seconds was building up to.
Hello.
Ta-da! I'm level 40. You know what we're getting? Soul Link! Soul Link. Instant cast. And that's gonna be something. Oh, there it is. I was like, where is it? I want to put it on my board. Funnily enough, it has the same icon as Torment, and Consume Shadows has the same icon as Shadow Word. 30% of the damage taken by me is split with my demon, and I'm going to do 3% more damage. Gratson 40. Why, thank you. You can unspec. It costs gold. You do it at your class trainer. You might even know one of those people. Is it you?
I've the finest wares in the land.
Okay. Make a little bit of quick room in the bags. Yeah. I'll sell that for sure.
Safe travels.
66 gold. Grats. Begrudgingly. So I'm gonna go up to... Yeah, let's go talk to Briarthorn. He might just teach me how to do it. He might just give me the mount. The day finally came. We did it. Our last walk on our 2 legs, except for all those times that we're not on the map because we're like fighting or busy or indoors or whatever. What's our percentage? How many warlocks make it to 40? 4.3% probability of reaching 40 starting from level 1. We have survived past 95%. Or maybe I'm reading that stat wrong. I was never very good with stats. We did it. We did good. Go team. There's nothing in this world that grinding raptors can't get you past.
Pleased to meet you. Right.
Ah, good. You're here. I sent an infernal after you to get your... I sent a infernal after you to get your intention, but it seems you were able to get here before it found you. No matter. There's been some talk of your growing power. Good for you. Bad for others. Those are irrelevant points. The point is, I feel like you've proven yourself and therefore are deserving of a blessing of sorts. You're gonna make me go to Ratchet. Alright, fine. Fine, fine, fine. I guess I'll take a flight path to Booty Bay and then the boat. I guess that's what I'll do. We have to do it today. We simply must. Also, I have a quest to turn in. I suppose I should do that. I was hoping that Briarthorn would just like give me it. I thought he would just be like, dong. That's okay. We can go to Strahad. This will take a few minutes, but nothing too crazy. Right, guys?
Hi. You got my attention.
Alderman. No, thank you. Not for me. Man, I am really behind in Warlock quests. Yeah, every Warlock gets the Dreadsteed. I could also, at 40, if I wanted to bypass the Dreadsteed, I could try to scrape together the gold and save it to buy a mount. If I wanted to ride a Mechanostrider instead of the Dreadsteed. I don't know how much that is, actually. I'm assuming that I'm going to get the skill training just from getting the Dreadsteed, but I guess I don't know that for sure. It's a lot of
What
things I
can
don't
I
know
do
for
for
sure in
you?
life. I need a ride. Oh, wow, that's going to take a while.
Good.
5 weeks of time walking my mage, hoping to get some cool transmog at the end of the season. Got a neck, 2 rings, and 2 trinkets. What are the odds that hardcore is done? This is kind of the last major thing that I really wanted to show on stream. I think there's reasonable odds that that I'm not doing much more streaming of hardcore. I guess it kind of depends on what people want to watch, but I'm okay for this to be the big finale. I imagine I'm still going to play off stream, although it's hard to say. I don't know what the future holds. See what people want, see what I want. I would love to hit 60 on stream, but I know that that's a huge time investment of time that I may or may not be willing to allocate. What do you mean you're not going to clear next? 60 in the big mount. I think even if I get to 60, I'm not doing the big mount. I think getting to 60 would be the end of it. It's a lot of experience. But I would have a pony. And have a pony to get around all my various grind spots. I want to get my cooking skilled up. Of all things, that's kind of keeping me in here. Is I'm like, I have like things to cook, but I've been capped at 225 forever. Mount, pretty big quality of life upgrade. Head to Iron Forge, then sends you to Ratchet. Yeah, you're right, actually. You're right, I was pretty close. I guess I could have taken the boat to... No, it would have been in a flight path. Right? Yeah, no, never mind. I have 65 gold currently. 65. Pick up the question of the Warlock Trainer anyway. 60 with all professions. Need to do some stuff now for the tourney. Oh yeah, I needed to train a couple spells, that's right. I've been really skipping spells. If I don't feel like I really need something, I've been skipping it. I do want to get rank 5 Immolate, and I want to get rank 3 Demon Armor for sure. I use those. Hell of Terror might be kind of nice, but honestly, I don't even really use the single target fear. It's just, I mean, there is like a cool thing that you can do where you can fear a target, and then you can Cursor Wreck it to kind of sort of like a poor man's stun lock because it like doesn't know what to do for a second. Yeah, spell's pretty expensive. And we're gonna get to Boonie Bay, and then we're gonna take a boat. But then we'll be there. I wonder what the lifespan of Classic is gonna be. I wonder if people are gonna continue streaming it in the same numbers after the Makara tournament. If people are going to kind of rotate back into retail for the new season. People go back to kind of Wrath Class. I mean, I guess I don't know what people are watching on streams, really. Yeah. Because I think it definitely has like a lifespan as a popular thing that's of the moment. I think people will always play it. I think it's actually a really good kind of evergreen-ish mode where there's always going to be activity on it because it's something that you can kind of come back and do whenever you want. And it still feels fun to do so, but I do think that its heyday is sort of winding down. I wonder what's going to be next. Oh yeah, the BlizzCon announcements might. That's true, actually. That's a good point. Give us something new to be excited about. I need to subscribe to a newsletter where somebody tells me what everybody else is doing. What's the new cool game that we're all excited about, or what's the WoW audience up to these days? Need an XP buff that isn't Turbulent Highways. You want another Winds of Wisdom? Oh yeah, I have Quest to turn it up there. It'll be fun to eventually level into new grinding spots, I guess. But yeah, I don't know if we'll stick with it for a crazy amount of time. Gotta pick some new goals. Need the Peggle hat on for flight points. I know, right? My attention is wandering, gazing out of the proverbial mental window. I always get antsy at the end of streams because I want to go play with my puppy dog. He wakes up around like 11:30 from his morning snooze, and I miss him. I know it's pretty normal for people to be away from dogs while they're working. You know, you can't snuggle your baby all day. But I certainly make a run at it. Yeah, I feel like I don't want to say too many alts in retail, but I have more alts that I can realistically feel like I need them or feel connected to them. But that's alright, I don't mind leaving them kind of idle on the login screen. Yeah, I'll have to figure out what it is that I want to get done in 10.2. If it's just going to be the normal laundry list of things. I guess if it is the last patch of the expansion, then I'm also going to want to catch up on collecting and whatnot. I know it wasn't the most popular thing ever, but I had a lot of fun at the end of Shadowlands doing our late Shadowlands collecting streams. We were, you know, trying our very best to get like necro eggs and the bird from the Bastion treasures that I eventually caved and bought, and finishing up Zereth Mortis stuff. Like, I like that kind of late stage expansion. All the quality of life stuff is in. You know, you're just kind of picking away at the leftover scraps of what you wanted to do. I did get the Veil Strider title. Hope they do another one. Did they data mine something about it, or am I imagining that? I think that if they do another one of those for Dragonflight, I'm going to have some catching up to do. I think there are achievements that I have missed. Oh, good timing. All the rare runs going zone to zone. Yeah, I think that could be fun. Oh man, Short John Mithril's giving away some extra treasure at the Gurbashi Arena. I'm gonna have a drink. Or just have a seat. There we go. Wait, no. Well, this is unexpected. This is how you sit at tables, right? Already planning raid groups to run around, do all the patch group content for meta. I think Dragonflight's going to be a great expansion for that. There's just so many things to go back and do and get. I feel like her hair is dangerously close to being lit. Guess it's tough to sit on a chair when you've got really, really tiny legs. Hazel, hi. Hello. How are you? Hi, Hazel. Hope you're doing well. Hello. Thank you very much. I'm good. I'm cozy. I've got that late stream antsiness where I really want to finish this. We're taking the boat to Ratchet. I'm level 40, so I get to go get my new my very first ever classic mount. I'm excited, but also I'm like hungry. I want to see the Dreadsteed, and then I want to wrap it up and go investigate lunch, see what's brewing. Also, I think I'm gonna dye my hair today, and that's really fun. I like doing that. Throw on some old clothes and some, play some pop music on the phone or something in the bathroom and paint my buzz cut pink. Imagine if you died in the way. When do other characters get mats? Still at level 40. Look at these horses. Look at these beautiful horses everybody's on. My horse is going to be on fire. Took me 65 tries to get the battle pet drop from the holiday dungeon. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that one's being really stubborn for people. That might actually, I think 65, not to downplay your achievement, is very good. I think that's actually on the lower end. I think people are doing like hundreds and hundreds, yeah. I certainly haven't done that many. I did 10 the first day, or maybe 15, and then I've walked it back to only 2 tries per day. I think I smell grilled cheese. Can one smell grilled cheese? I think I can. On whole wheat bread. I'm so hungry. Okay. 1 mount, please. Almost 4 days of playtime to get to this point. Doing 32 per day. A couple days only did 10 because I was really busy that day. Sign of a stroke, but tastier. Yeah, it smells like yummy. Doesn't smell burnt at all. I smell melting cheese. Summonfelsteed. Oh, also they can train me in warlock stuff.
Have a good one. See you later. See you around.
Ha ha ha. So now... learned a new spell, Summon Felsteed. So it doesn't actually take up a bag slot. Haha! That's a nice horsey. I like that it's not an armored horsey. It is like a ripped horsey. Look at the muscles on that thing. What does it have on its chest? It's like really dark and hard to see. You're so fast. Yeah, no, I think this horse is good enough for me. I'm happy with that. I should train Immolate for this guy before I forget. Horsey. Fiery horsey.
You need something?
Keep warm in winter. I'm interested in warlock training. So now I'm thinking that maybe I don't have the riding skill, and that if I wanted to get like a regular mount, I would have to train both of those things. That's okay.
Be careful.
Maybe I can't learn anything from him, actually.
Hey there.
I'm gonna eventually, I'm gonna go stick her in an inn, and then later on when my Hearthstone's back off cooldown, I'll take her back to Ironforge that way, and I can just get my warlock training there. Cool! Is the inn still over here? I think it's that building right there. I might be mistaken, but we'll go find out. Well, thank you all very much for coming on this journey with me. I can't believe we made it to 40 on a mount. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I appreciate the company very much. I will be back tomorrow at the same time for a Thursday morning WoW stream. Appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.